Wait, I'm trying to get the playlist. Cool. Okay, wait. Okay. Hello. Wait, is it on? Okay, yes. Wait. Okay, wait. So I have something I want to show. Wait. First, wait. I gotta get rid of that. Yeah. All right. Cool. There's like my thing, but check this out. Wait. Let's see. Wait. Okay, I got it. Okay. Yeah. Oh my God. Wait. Does it show on stream? I gotta wait for it to catch up. Oh my God. I see. It's so cute. Oh my God. Oh wait. Oh shoot. Wait. It's not showing. It's not showing the art program. Shoot. Where is it? What is this? Up? Nope. Ah. Yeah. I wouldn't call it like a PNG to. Oh no. Wait. I'm covering up the cats. Shoot. Let me, come on, get Clip Studio Paint open, please. Wait, oh, nope. Stay in the corner, me. Let's see, I have to find, oh God. Oh no. Oh wait, is it because wait, oh, nope. Oh, wait, shoot, wait. Dang it. No. OBS, I use you for a different reason. Okay, I just minimized it. Okay. Well now I need to move the chat. Where's the chat box? Chat box. Let's scooch you guys up there. Yeah! Look at that! Oh my God, it's so cute. Oh my God. I can change it to like where it's not continuously bouncing. I don't know if I like that or not. But oh my God, it's so cute. I know like my head kind of like squishes when I talk. And it's like whoops. But I mean, oh my God, actually seeing it on stream. Oh, that's so cute. Oh my gosh. Yeehaw. Cool. So, okay. So as you can, see, I'm gonna redraw some, well, give me a second. I'm gonna redraw some, wait, do I have, yeah, so that's in the corner, cool. So we have this little distracty thing, but I'm gonna redraw some, like, of my, like, talking sprites for my videos and stuff. This one, I kind of, like, it's, like, set up from there, because it's, like, the legs, I didn't like the legs, and it was also shorter than all the other images for some reason. Wait, what the fuck happened to this image? Oh well, whatever. And so I used this other sprite as like a base to kind of base it off of, and just kind of fiddled around with it to try and get something that is at least a little more consistent. Oh, and then this is a different one where I'm like, and I'm certain I'll come up with more little, like, sprite things, or like, mainly just because it's hard to, like, how do you, like, properly convey, like, a full range of emotions with just, like, a couple of, like, character sprites. It's kind of a difficult thing. So, yeah. Anyway, so the video, that I have was suggested by Leaf Blady last time, and they generously donated. So thank you very much, Leaf Blady, when you were... Because I don't think you're in chat, but if you're watching later on, thank you very much. It is called I Got Cancelled for Gushing Over This Anime. And it's about gushing over magical girls. I have no idea. I've never seen this video. I have no idea what it's going to be about. My assumption is, like, somebody on Twitter called this dude weird for liking the show. And, whatever. Anyway. But also, the disclaimer here is, like, a disclaimer and talks about, like, NSFW stuff. So, cool. Let's go.
You want to know the exact second when I knew I was attracted to women?
What?
Show you the exact frame. Right here. Slow it down, and there. That little curve right there. I was 10 years old when I was watching Sailor Moon on Toonami after school. Some 25 years later, none of these feelings have changed. I guess this anecdote is all to say that from the start, my consumption of magical girls was never not sexual.
Okay, buddy. I'm trying to, like... So I think there is something to that anecdote. You know, we all have moments where we, like, look back on a character and we go, "Oh, that's why I'm like this," or like that's the moment you realized, and all that kind of things. And we shouldn't be ashamed to talk about it. And that's fine, you know? If you're, like, a 10-year-old dude and you see Sailor Jupiter transforming and that's your sexual awakening, cool. That's no problem. But to then go on and say that, like, your consumption of the magical girl genre has always been sexual, I don't know what the hell show this is.
I guess this
what is that?
All to say that from the start, my consumption of magical
but
girls was
that's probably
sexual.
I don't. Yeah.
And this is not.
Fucking, are you censoring panty and stalking? Alright, well, I don't know, YouTube's crazy now. But, like, I don't know, to say that, like, your consumption of the magical girl genre is entirely sexual is, I think, a weird thing to say, frankly. Primarily because most of its, like, characters and stories are centered around young characters, young girls. And of course, if you're a 10-year-old, or if you're, like, 15, 16, if you're a young person feeling sexual attraction to these characters, like, that's literally normal. Who cares? But, like, I feel like as you get older, you should, like, have some awareness. You know? I guess also, there's nothing, like, I know strip pole is, like, the pole dancing is, like, a sexual thing, but, like, there's nothing objectionable on screen that you had to blur there, dude.
A rare circumstance. Many millennials and zoomers had their sexual awakening from anime or manga.
Yeah.
You know who you are. No,
The fuck?
Scratch that. I'm not doing a guilt joke in a video arguing precisely against that.
What do you...
Own it. Let your freak flag fly. The entire genre has been rife with sexploitation and horniness far before the sailor soldier skirts.
What?
And it's all not purely sexual, of course. But if the confluence of idyllically beautiful female forms and lewdly...
Okay, so he keeps showing footage from this thing that I don't know. What?
Consuming idyllically beautiful female forms. Well, that's all nothing new. 2024's magical girl anime, gushing over magical girls, is...
Yeah. No, it is basically porn.
Talk about something interesting.
There's not a whole lot of debate here. It's very clearly intended to be read with the prurient interest in mind. It's a show with a literal dominatrix with a wit and nipple pasties necessarily. There's no duplicity here, and it certainly doesn't bounce the check it writes on the cover. The material is lewd.
Yeah,
It intends to provide its audience with lecherous pleasure. It's pretty dang good at it. Therefore,
I would actually argue that, wait, what did you say it is? That's, I'm so sorry. Oh, dang it. Where'd the chat go? Oh, I messed it up. Oh, no. Where'd it go? Oh, wait, I have to press, there we go. Let's see, that's Macross Delta. Well, now I have to look that up. What the hell is Macross Delta? Macross Delta. What is this? Huh. Huh. I have never heard of this thing before. The chat is lagging, but Purple Hair Girl was from Macross. Yeah. I see it. This looks like some kind of mecha show? I'm a little fascinated. And obviously, clearly there are, like, some magical girl elements, but it's also important, I don't know. Macross is a mecha plain anime that features idol girls singing. Okay, hey, what does that have to do with, magical girls? Like, at all? What does that have to do with anything? I'm also, like, it's a lot of fun. I recommend Macross. You know what? I probably will check it out. Those transformations did look cool. Another key point that this person seems to already be missing is that, like, nobody is getting mad at a person for enjoying the figure of the female form. I myself am an enjoyer of the female form. You know, like, nobody's arguing that part. The thing most people take an issue with is the fact that they're children. Like, that's the main thing that is rather bothersome for most people. And I wrote it in, like, because of course I have like 50 billion projects all ongoing right now. But I recently, I watched Fate Prisma Ilia. And that shows a whole other can of worms. I'll get to it eventually. I have half a script written. Well, it's probably more than half, but I just need to actually continue, I just need to, put the finishing touches on it and such. But I think that a lot of, primarily men, but women too, this does apply to women too, have this sort of double think when it comes, I cannot get this goddamn line right, when it comes to, anime characters and stuff. If somebody thirsts after, an anime character, they're not thinking about the age, the stated age of the character. They're just thinking about how the character looks. And I do find it weird, but it's still, That's not a crime. It's whatever, you know? But I think it's weird when people point out, like, if, say, I'm trying not, because in my brain, I think of, like, my brain keeps going to, like, My Hero Academia, and if somebody says, like, oh, Yaoyorozu is their waifu, or fucking, what, I don't know, but, like, nobody's thinking about the fact that, like, they're high schoolers, you know? Like, they're just, like, or like, the girl from My Dress Up Darling, or whatever. Like, they're not thinking about the fact that it's a high schooler. That's not the appeal of the character. And it's odd. I do find it odd that when people point... I feel like I've gone on an entirely different sidetrack. I apologize. I feel like when people... I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. What was the last thing this dude said? I don't remember.
And it certainly doesn't bounce the check it writes on the cover.
Yeah.
The material is lewd. It intends to provide its audience with lecherous pleasure. It's pretty damn.
I was gonna make a joke about that, actually, because the animation for gushing over magical girls is kind of not great. Like, it's very, like, bare bones, doing the best it can. So that's really funny. He's like, oh, it's lewd and it does a great job at arousing the audience. And it's like, they look like it doesn't look that good. Like sure, it's serviceable, but it doesn't look that good.
And good at it. Therefore, a truthful review of the efficacy of the show would include whether or not I fell victim to the show's manipulations, right?
Manipulation? It's not manipulating, it's just straight up sex stuff. Like, what?
I did. Specifically on the main Azur X Bezer domination scene in episode 7.
Ugh.
Whew.
Okay, buddy.
I did my critical duty. Part of my episodic review post in a few discords was confirming that I successfully bezered my enormita to the show. Now, you might cringe at that. You might say I was in the wrong for bringing it up. Longtime viewers of the channel will know that I have few scruples, and I am often not very in tune with social expectations.
What?
Rightly or wrongly, that all got me canceled.
What?
I
How?
was exiled from a few online communities, and some very good podcast episodes I had guested on would be listed and lost forever. That's all. No Bill Cosby situation. Still doing fine after being minorly canceled, and I apologize for the clickbait.
What?
The title of this video would probably be better served as analyzing sexual consumption in the magical girl genre through gushing over magical.
Okay. Wait, so this dude, some people were like, yeah, we don't really want to associate with you for this, and he's doing totally fine. And now he's gonna say, analyzing sexuality through the magical in the magical girl genre, when his knowledge of the magical girl genre so far has been Sailor Moon, gushing over magical girls, and fucking, what was it called again? Macross Delta. That's 3 goddamn shows that are several years apart. I don't think you can provide a proper analysis about sexuality in the magical girl genre with 3 goddamn shows. That's not how that works. That's not how that works. That's not how that works. Pardon?
Girls, but I know what gets the views. You want fun drama and titties, so I will have to trick you into sociology and textual criticism.
What?
Keep your outrage contained and your pants on as we talk a bit more about the heady stuff. But back to this scene. which I'm pretty sure my editor is definitely not able to show you all whatsoever. I'm so sorry, Mia. It's the exact scene that demonstrates gushing over magical girls isn't only.
What?
I almost didn't want to be the one to verbalize his position because I didn't want to deal with the social blowback of championing it, but, well, I've already eaten the cancellation, might as well get it out there.
What?
Gushing over magical girls has an informed, passionate, and loving respect for the genre it's parodying.
It does no. I don't. What? What are you talking about? What do you mean it has respect for the magical girl genre? I'm not saying that it doesn't respect the genre that it is in. Like, to me, it's just, it's not anything in the magical girl genre. It's just there. What? It's... Pardon? Pardon! It... Also, how's the volume on the video itself? This dude's kind of quiet. Water. Like, can you guys hear what he's saying? Or am I just sitting here in silence and then occasionally reacting to something that you don't know? I certainly hope y'all can hear it. Video is kind of quiet. I can hear bits of it. Okay, let me... Is this the output capture?
Yeah.
Yes. Alright, so let me... Boop, 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 boop. Oh, let me just turn it back to normal. Wait, let's go back a little bit. Barely hear the video. Okay.
Social blowback of championing it.
How's this? How does this sound? I'm talking over this. We are testing the volume here. How was that? God, oh, I love... I'm looking at Streamlabs and I just see my little chibi and it's like, oh, that's so cute. Oh my gosh. Ah, dropped my pen. Anyway, but how's this
has an
fit?
informed, passionate, and loving respect for the genre it's parodying.
But I'm also still baffled. What the fuck do you mean it respects... I mean, like, it kind of doesn't. If this dude doesn't mention Precure, then... Or, well... maybe he shouldn't. I don't know. Ugh. But can you guys hear the video now? Well, obviously not right now. I have it paused, but... Ba-ba-da. Better, I can hear it now. Yay! Okay, now let's... I gotta relax. I gotta be nice.
And it does more to build up and maintain that central heart than many traditions.
Why do you, like, keep fading to black?
Oh, I've already eaten the cancellation. Might as well get it out there. Gushing over magical girls.
Why do you fade to black like that between clips?
Passionate and loving respect for the genre it's parodying. And it does more to build up and maintain that central heart than many traditional Mahou Shoujo works.
What?
Gushing over magical girls is a magical girl show.
No one's arguing
Primarily, this comes through in protagonist Utena Haragi's fandom and fetishization of the magical girl ideal. It becomes very clear over the course of the series that Utena does not only receive sexual arousal from...
Oh, you still can... Do you want Precure mentioned in this video? No, I do. I take back that sentence. I can still... I still cannot. Let me try... Oh, I see why.
From the physical, that magical girl ideal. It becomes very clear over the course of the series that Utena does not only receive sexual arousal from the...
Let's see, I guess this point comes from the protagonist who's a magical girl fan and tries to keep their ideals intact while playing with them. What? I hope this Mahalaku video doesn't mention Precure. Oh gosh. No, you're right. But it's. Here's the thing. If you're going to have a discussion on sexualization in magical girl shows, you should talk about Precure. Not as an example of sexualization in magical girl shows, obviously. Precure is, like, one of the least sexual shows there is. But, like, that would be an interesting discussion. You could make an argument that Precure has tried to sanitize the genre and remove any ecchi or weird elements from it. That is an argument you can make. It's not even one that I, like, completely agree with, but it's still an argument one can make. I don't know. I'm still reeling over, like... Can you mention another show? Can you talk about, like, any other show? Madoka? Can you talk about Madoka Magica? Can you talk about, like, Cardcaptor Sakura? Or any other shows? Do you know any other shows? I feel so bad because it's like... not... Like, how do I word this? Not everyone needs to be a goddamn scholar in the history of a genre in order to discuss a show within that genre. Because that would be ludicrous and then nobody can ever talk about anything ever. However, I feel like if you are discussing a show and you are not, like, a fervent, like, fan of the genre it is in, then, like, maybe in your analysis you don't talk about its, like, place in the genre or whatever. Because, like, what are you... So, okay, I'm not... I will not make a video on Evangelion, or at least I don't think I will, because, like, it's just not really something that, like, I feel like I would have a lot to say. I could just state my opinions. I think it's good and neat, and it's a little silly at times, and I like that. And it underlies its, like, deeper emotional core, blah, 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 blah. Everyone's talked about Evangelion. If I were to make a video about Neon Genesis Evangelion, I would not say that, like, blah, 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 something, something, the mecha anime genre, and how it was changed forever by Evangelion, or whatever. Because I do not watch mecha anime. Okay? I don't. That's because that's an old example. Or, like, Darling in the Franxx. Okay, that's another one that I've seen. Have I seen any other mecha anime? Yeah, I don't know. But exactly. You see, so, like, this is the thing. See? Like, I have not seen a lot of mecha anime. Therefore, if I talk about one, I am not going to comment on the genre as a whole because I don't know that. Let's see, wait. I find it interesting how most villainesses in Precure are designed to be conventionally very attractive. Yes, that is true. And that's another point you can make. I do not like this, like, kind of connection. But some people say, like, a lot of magical girl villains are, like, womanhood versus girlhood. And how, or something like that. Okay, well, so Magic Knight Rayearth, I've seen the first season. I need to keep watching. I feel like that one is a little different in its, like, mecha elements because they aren't really in the mechs for very long. It's only like at the end at the end of the first season that they do that. Granblem is straight up like magical girls in mech suits. But that in and of itself has a pretty interesting like production history of how, because I was told by a friend who's into it that it's less like an anime based on like anything specific and more, well, the tiny little robot, the tiny mech suits, the little cutie compact things that they are like based on the designs from a specific series of which I cannot remember, but it's more like, it's less like a story and more like it feels like a memory of like what the creators watched growing up, something like that. Like those are, but like am I but again, so my point that I've been trying to make that I blab on about, why can't I get this fucking ear right? Is like, I am not somebody who watches a lot of mecha shows, mecha anime. Therefore, if I were to discuss a mecha show, I would not be talking about it in the context of the rest of the genre because I don't know, I wouldn't know what I was talking about. And I think that's my, like, annoyance when a lot of people talk about magical girls, because it's like, I am not asking you to like watch every single season of Precure and hunt down obscure like old copies of Himitsu no Ako-chan. I'm not asking you to do anything like that. But if you are talking about a magical girl show and you are not like somebody who consistently engages with the genre, maybe don't talk about the show in the context of the magical girl genre. I like, is that making any sense? I hope so. It's, and you know, that's the most frustrating thing for me specifically. The whole like thesis of my like magical girls aren't respected video was that it was not saying like people don't like magical girls because they're sexist and lame and whatever, and it was not, oh, like you can't talk about magical girls unless you know this and this. Like I am not somebody who likes to gatekeep. It was simply, hey, if you've only seen 3 shows, no offense, you're not qualified to talk about the whole genre. And I feel fucking insane that like, cause, and I know so many people like willfully misunderstood that entire video. The second I said the second they saw misogyny in the thumbnail, they were like, oh, it's a woman, or like something like that. That's how I imagine it in my brain. But it's like, no, all I am asking is that you do not speak on matters of which you know nothing. Like, am I making any sense? Probably not.
Physical trappings and characteristics of the magical girls, though she is quite gay.
What?
But instead that attract...
Wait, what? Buddy, if you're talking about the magical girl genre, you should know that it is gay as fuck. What the hell? Oh, my kitty's gonna get a snack. Hi, baby.
Receive sexual arousal from the physical trappings and characteristics of the magical girls, though she is quite gay. But instead that attraction is secondary to her thematic and conceptual love for what magical girls stand for.
What do they stand for?
When Azure breaks in this scene, she accepts her masochistic nature and abandons the struggle to maintain the ideals of the magical girl. Utna then immediately, and harshly rejects her. Utna has no desire for a sexual plaything. As I said in my Madoka Magica breakdown series, being a magical girl has always been struggle and suffering to maintain impossible ideals.
What?
It's Utna who understands this. She's happy to play the role of the person who inflicts the suffering.
What?
But the magical girl,
Okay, so he did mention...
they don't ever give up hope.
What?
They don't ever stop fighting. Abstention of that, Utna cannot abide. Utna is too enamored with the conceit of magical girls.
What?
The platonic magical girl ideal. In many ways, she's just like Homura Akemi,
What?
a voyeur accidentally thrust into the exact story.
What? Whoa! Whoa! The fuck? What? I'm sorry, what? Okay, so you're saying... What? Huh? Huh? How is Homura a voyeur? Homura does not gain pleasure from anything that she does in Madoka Magica. She does not enjoy the fact that she, like, knows Madoka's schedule, like, inside and out. She's not... Pardon? Quoi? What other languages do I know how to say, huh?
She so adores, forced to act on it and try to have it bend to her will.
What? No, what?
For Homura, that would be protecting the magical girl she cares about from all possible harm.
So, but no, in Madoka Magica, it is not about protecting the magical girl she cares about from all possible harm. It is about protecting Madoka from all possible harm. It is not like what? Because here's the thing. Homer's story is rather, like, simple. She was a meek, timid, sickly girl who got out of the hospital and met this really nice girl who was instantly friendly and sweet and talking and all that kind of stuff. And she felt intimidated and scared and kind of down on herself because she was in the hospital for so long and she didn't know anything, and she just all the bad feelings. And then Madoka saves her from a witch and they grow closer together. Ah, fuck, wrong layer. And stuff. And then Homura eventually makes her wish to go back in time and save Madoka. She is not... And so she's trying to save Madoka, and she's slowly learning more about magical girls from the beginning. But, like, it's never, like... And also consider with Homura, if she stops trying to save Madoka, then what the hell has she been doing this entire time? Like, that's kind of the whole point. That's the whole dilemma of which she is in. The second she gives up on saving Madoka, it's over for her. I made the ribbon a little too big. So what was this point? What the fuck are you talking about?
To act on it and try to have it bend to her will.
I mean, she's not.
For Homura, that would be protecting the magical girl she cares about from all possible harm.
Okay.
For Utena, this is harming the magical girls she cares about from all their delusionment. Here's the beauty of the story, though.
What?
Through that rejection, gushing over magical girls is able to catalyze a character arc for Azir. Have her rely on magenta and sulfur. Renew her determination and morals. Accept who she is. And grow to a place where she can literally use her masochistic nature as a new and strong power.
Yeah, that's because this is the sex this is
of the magical girl.
Yeah, because this is the sex magical girl show. Why does it have to be like like? Why does it have to be like a commentary on magical girls as a whole? Why can't it just be the sex magical girl show? Like, it doesn't. Huh? Oh, let's see. Wait. Oh God. Oh no, the chat's been going all along. My YouTube thing just hasn't been following up. I'm so sorry, everyone. No, wait. Oh, shoot. Where am I? Oh no. Come on. Oh my God, I have not seen these cats in the slightest. Wait. What's up, goons? Wait, what's this about voyeurism? Well, about protecting... When she insists to Madoka the entire timeline to not become a magical girl, she grieves every time. Yeah. Homura literally stops Madoka from becoming a magical girl. Yep. Homura, the gay sunk cost fallacy that you are. Yep, pretty much. Oh, so this guy unironically likes gushing over magical girls. Never mind, LMAO. So, like, and here's the thing. Here's the argument that I find, like, interesting. Because when it was first... Because I discovered gushing over magical girls shortly before the anime came out. And somebody told me about it in my inbox on Tumblr. And I read it, and I was like, why the fuck am I still reading this? Here's the thing. This guy sounds like somebody who thought Sailor Jupiter and Uranus being cousins was canon in the source material. Fuck. Jack, shut up. Jupiter and Uranus, it's actually Neptune and Uranus, but, you know, whatever. But, okay, sorry, that was me being like a, actually. Fuck, wait, I need to... Gushing over magical girls, here's how I describe it. It is the sex magical girl show, and it is also, unfortunately, very charming. It has very charming characters, and if you are somehow able to get past all the deeply uncomfortable things the show and story does, you will have a fun time. I like gushing over magical girls because it is unfortunately kind of good. But that does not mean I'm going to... It sounds like a person who liked a series they shouldn't, then they're making an argument that it's important to justify their enjoyment. It's... This point from ages ago, I really like the idea of gushing over magical girls having genuine commentary, trying to say something, but, like, it isn't. And I feel like trying to interpret larger ideas from it is very naive. Yeah, no, that... that's the thing too. People try to dissect this like deep hidden meaning behind it, and it's like, dude, no, it can just be the sex magical girl show. You don't need to justify it. You don't need to justify its existence. You don't need, like, who cares? Like, if other people personally find gushing over magical girls distasteful, okay, that's fine. If other people don't want to associate with you because you like it, I think that's a little shitty, but you know what? That's their goddamn right as a human being. If you... it doesn't have to be a thing. You could just enjoy the show. And it's like... The fucking no, what the fuck? Every magical girl series has their own ideals of a magical girl, and it's really frustrating to me when parody material just kind of says like, oh, magical girls are love and justice and blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, so you've only seen Sailor Moon, cool, got it. Like, I don't know, that's just stupid.
That she really and truly embodies. And it's not just Azir. Magenta functions perfectly as the pink precure leader figure.
Whoa! He mentioned precure! Okay, but that doesn't mean anything, actually.
No self-delusion, effortlessly building friendships and powering through her embarrassment to help innocents and protect people.
Yeah.
Nemo and Matama's forced lesbian sex scene was an honestly lovely and charming way of having them acknowledge how much their relationship means to them. As weird as...
Okay, so, question. I don't remember if I've made this comparison, but your complaint about magical girl... Yeah, no, feels similar to my issues with superhero parodies. No, you're right, Jack. I'll keep that in, like, when I eventually get to the fucking Fate Prisma Ilia thing. I will say, though, why did he have to specify, like, oh, the forced lesbian sex scene? Like, I don't know, you could have just said that Utena... I can't get past them. It's too much for me. I'm one of those people that really likes Magical Girl Raising Project, so I get looking in the bright side between all the awful things that happen in the anime. Yeah, it's, that's the thing. Like, it's a matter of personal taste. And I feel like this guy is trying just a little too hard to make this matter of personal taste into something it really isn't.
Tama's forced lesbian sex scene was an honestly lovely and charming way of having them...
But look at how they fucking their lips lock. That is so bad. That does not look good.
Charming way of having them acknowledge how much their relationship means to them. As weird as that may seem, there's endless slice-of-life relationship-building scenes with Alice and the rest that could be straight out of an episode of Modern Precure.
What do you... You keep saying Precure. What do you know of it? What do you know of Precure? Like, you can't... I don't know. It's fine. I'm fine.
As much power of friendship in Enormita as anywhere else in the genre. When Udna helps the magical girls rebuild the town after their climatic battle, it really puts in perspective how forced and contrived the conflict all is, and this fact is repeatedly lampshaded by the show itself.
Yeah, because it's a
characters being villains matters not at all. No more than the demon girl next door, or Symphogear, or what have you.
It's Demon Girl Next Door. Okay, cool. Symphogear. Huh? I guess I've only seen the first season of Symphogear, so I shouldn't really, like, say anything, but, like, what?
All just people interacting and learning more about themselves and others, hoping
Okay.
that they can build a better future. BDSM trappings and nipple pasties be damned. Gushing over magical girls is, thematically, a magical girls show.
Thematically! Magical girl stories can have many different themes. You have to be specific. Yay! Oh my god!
Gushing over magical girls is, content-wise, show. For
What?
me, these two stances are not inherently opposed. My arousal precedes my morals.
What?
This, again, I think many people don't have to work that hard to understand. When people gush over a sexy villain like Millions Knives, or Sephiroth, or Ghetto, or Bondrude? Am I reading this right? That Bondrude? Also, fucked up mother me. You know they're fictional mass murderers, right? They're bad people. That doesn't matter. Of course it doesn't. Sexual attraction isn't some conscious act that you run through your prefrontal cortex. Denying your feelings by locking them behind, is it so?
What? Hey, okay, wait. What's your... So... I mean, like, firstly, you cannot, like, that's fiction. Fiction, I don't know. There's a lot of nuance with this. You can't be like, oh, why do people find this character attractive? They've killed millions. And it's like, I don't know. Fucking Adolf Hitler had a goddamn wife. Like, what do you... Okay, so that bad example. But also, they're fictional fucking characters. Like, did you just use a fucking, like, AMV? Like, is that your edit?
Fucked up mother. You know they're fictional mass murderers, right? They're bad people. That doesn't matter.
What is the AMV, like, editing on this video?
Of course it doesn't. Sexual attraction isn't some conscious act that you run through your prefrontal cortex. Denying your feelings by locking them behind, is it socially appropriate for me to be turned on by this? Seems like a fantastic way to end up repressed.
Okay, so there's a difference. I believe that there is a massive difference between, like, ugh, is it socially appropriate to be sexually attracted to this thing? And the thing in question being children! That is the problem that people have with gushing over magical girls. It is not that it is an exploration of sexuality, but whatever the fuck else you want to say. But it's like, no, like, yeah, everyone should be sexually free. Whoop-de-doo. Go out into the street naked, who cares? Don't actually do that. The problem most people have is that they're children! Are you gonna bring up that fact? Ah! So that in and of itself is an interesting discussion because, like I was saying before, I think there is a difference between, like, anime waifu stuff and then just straight up pedophilia. Those are two different things. However, like, there are some goddamn lines to be drawn. So, for instance, like, hi, baby. Somewhat recently, I watched Dandadan. And Dandadan is like an extremely sexual series. It's not like every moment there's little titties on screen, but, like, it is about, like, the burgeoning sexuality and relationships between these characters. And, hi, little girl. Oh, I'm sorry, kitty. Do you want up in my chair? Come on, baby. I'll scoot over. Baby. Good girl. Hi. It's... What the hell? My chat on my phone is just not, like... It's not updating. What the hell? Yeah, so... It's... So, like, when there's, like... I don't want to say fan service, but, like, when something's there's meaning. Like, in the story, there is meaning behind, like, the sexual stuff in Dandadan. There are reasons behind it. There's context and nuance and blah, 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 blah. You know, whatever. And you know what? If that makes somebody uncomfortable, that's totally fine, dude. I feel like I've lost the plot, but, like, nobody, and I mean nobody, is going to cancel you for gooning over a fictional woman. Nobody's gonna do that. The problem is that you aren't gooning over a fictional woman. It's a fucking child. Now, I don't mean to say that this person specifically is, like, a terrible bad person, whatever, but I feel like his arguments are misinformed and generally not really well thought out. It's like he's trying to justify to maybe himself, maybe to the people who took him off their anime podcast or whatever, like, why it's okay for him to like this show, actually. When in reality, you don't need to justify it. I watched Gushing over Magical Girls. I like the characters. I like the opening and ending themes. I'm somewhat invested in the story of these characters. I don't need to justify that to fucking anyone. But if I do need to justify it, then that's easy, because I can just be like, yeah, man, like, there are some parts that I'm not a fan of, but the characters and their relationship dynamics are all really interesting, and there are some fun character designs and all that stuff. Like, you don't need to make an entire fucking 13-minute long video saying, where I got canceled. The show's good, actually, because of this, and this. Also, you didn't explain, like... Also, like, I find Tres Magia to be rather, like, boring as Magical Girl parodies. I mean, well, for one thing, I'm not really a fan of, like, the twin tail, like, hair drill kind of thing. I guess something about that I'm not a fan of. But, like, they are the most, like, bog standard, generic ass, like, Magical Girl parody characters. Magenta especially. And I quite like how I need all art to be moral and pure, and by the way, I'm a Puritan from the 1700s. Also, I think that Girls Attracted to Male villain commentary definitely had a bit of misogyny in it. Wait, Girls Attracted to Male... No, oh god, I didn't even realize! No, you're so right. The, like, oh, women are attracted to these male villains, as if, like, a couple years ago, the entire goddamn internet wasn't losing their minds over Lady Demetresque. Like, she's a villain. She kind of, like, I don't... Her sexuality is never confirmed, but, like, she's very, like, this man comes into my house, like... You know, but men liked her. Fucking Markiplier loves her. I like her. Everyone likes her. Because everyone loves a fictional villain. Like, My favorite, Trismagia. My favorite is Sulfur. I can't remember what her real name is, but Sulfur is my favorite because she is so, like, unapologetically kind of, like, a bitch, and I love that about her. She is so, like, goddamn, I have to do this shit again. She's, like, kind of a thug in the way that she carries herself, and she's, like, wait, I was literally about to mention her. Who are you about to mention? I can't remember. What was I talking about? Fuck! But, like, it's so... I don't know, man. You don't gotta justify liking a fucking cartoon, okay? Unless... I don't... I like Sulfur because she's named after her damn color. Hey, oh yeah, lady from Resident Evil Village. Yeah, no, Lady Dimitrescu. Everyone loves her. And it's... wait, fucking... I don't... Sorry, I'm like, what happened while I was out? This guy's desperately trying to justify him liking gushing over magical girls when A, he doesn't really need to because it's a fucking cartoon, like whatever you want. And B, just like kind of being really ridiculous about it. What the fuck? Oh my god.
And unhappy with your natural biology. No one has to answer to the thought police, much less the lizard brain thought police.
What?
I understand that for many, these two stances are irreconcilable. Many people understand that for many, these two stances
What does that say? Me asking how much censoring this video needs.
Are irreconcilable.
Okay.
Many people can't or won't allow their fantasies to precede their morals. This is the other reason I resisted making this video for a little while, so I've already made it. I talk all about the otaku's ability to hold multiple modes of consumption of the same character in their minds, including salacious ones,
What?
in my video about Beautiful Fighting Girl. Here's
What?
a quote from the book.
What?
If there is a certain sincerity and ethics in a disassociated life lived with self-awareness, it is because hypocrisy and deception dwell in the falsely coherent life.
What?
I would encourage anyone interested in learning about the Lacanian ideals of differing realities or Saito Tamaki's exploration of reality versus reality
What?
and how it is presented in otaku culture, including literal anecdotes about the sexualization of magical girl characters in Japan.
Okay, whoa, wait, once again. Like, if your conceptualization of magical girls is just adults for shows for adults and Sailor Moon, stop, actually, like, stop. Okay, I hate going, not gonna lie, it's a shame because some characters... Wait, we got massively algebra pilled all of a sudden. What's this about lizard brains? I don't know. I don't know what this dude is talking about, frankly.
Check out that book, and my video along with it. At the end of the day, I'm not particularly upset about being cancelled to the limited degree that I was.
Yeah, you
I
weren't.
understand that for some people, certain topics, thoughts, or comments are simply non-negotiable.
What?
Context or reality isn't going to change their minds.
What? Okay,
Hey.
Whoa, you cannot just, I'm gonna drink water. You cannot say, like, oh, it's fine if people have their opinions, even if it contradicts reality. Like, that's not the line you think it is. You're just being an asshole. Dude! Other people have all the fucking right in the world to dislike gushing over magical girls. And again, another problem that you don't seem to be understanding is that the main problem people have with it is that they are children! What do you have to say about that? I'm so good. It's fine. I'm being extremely civil right now. I am so cool and calm, and it's okay. It's okay. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about in the slightest. It's okay.
We must act on the values we believe in.
Yeah.
I do think it's excessively...
Whoa, again, you can't just... whoa.
With it. At the end of the day, I'm not particularly upset about being canceled to the limited degree that I was. I understand that for some people, certain topics, thoughts, or comments are simply non-negotiable, and context or reality isn't going to change their minds. Hey, we must act on the values we believe in. I do think it's excessive.
Oh my god! Dude literally just went, hey, even if your ideas are wrong and stupid and not based in reality, we all gotta follow our morals. You're not cool for saying that shit. You're not brave. You're like... And here's the thing, and this is another discussion that can and should be had. Like, sexualizing anime characters, like teenagers and stuff. I feel like, my opinion is that when, like, a manga author is drawing or is drawing or creating these characters, and they're in high school, like, they're not thinking, like, oh, they're in high school, these are children. Because it's the, like, modern kind of... It's, like, the kind of idea that, oh, a lot of anime takes place in high school because for a lot of Japanese people, that's, like, the happiest time in their life, which I think is hilarious because high school fucking sucks. Why would you ever want to go back? But you know what? I'm not a Japanese person. I don't know shit. But like so I think that when, like, people who create anime and stuff, when they make these characters and then put them in high school, the high school part is an afterthought. The writers and animators are not thinking about the fact that these characters are in high school. Does that make it any better? No. But I do think it is something that should be considered at the very least. However, like, there is, like, a certain point, in which case, dude, shut the hell up. Like, shut up.
Excessively foolish to delete good content because you don't find someone's sexual arousal correct?
What? Delete good content? Because nobody is saying that. Dude, one person on Twitter saying, I hate gushing over magical girls, I wish it didn't exist, is not trying to delete good content. Your argument is based on nothing. Your argument is an architecture student's failing grade. What the fuck?
But I'll get over it.
Oh, but I'll get over it.
The problem really is that when you stand as judge and juror over it.
What the
I think my problem really is that when you stand as judge and juror, gatekeeper of morality, you very quickly wind up with a ton of burnt bridges. From trying to build friendships in the community for some time now, such a large segment of the magical girl fandom comes up against this, gets real cliquey. I guess it's sort of a smaller extension of the prevailing culture in many online spaces nowadays. But have we really moved to a point where...
It's fucking cliquey. These cliquey women wanting to keep their spaces sex-free. What Puritan freaks! What are you talking about? God forbid that people don't what the fuck are you talking about? He's just complaining that people don't like him for liking the sex magical girl anime. This whole video is nothing but him complaining about that. I guarantee you I could convince one of them that Hollow Earth is real. Does he know the block button exists? I can actually feel like my hands are on my forehead. I can feel like my veins throbbing. Oh my god. Like, this is this is kind of incredible. I feel like I went going into this video being like, some dude's complaining about getting canceled, and then I've ended it in the position of, what the fuck are you talking about? You really are just complaining about getting I feel like I've gotten progressively meaner because this dude has spent the last 12 minutes saying nothing. What the fuck are you talking about? Okay.
Cranking the hog over the wrong Chinese cartoons is banned.
What? Whoa! I'm sure he said that just as, like... Wait. Why did he say Chinese cartoons? Wait, that's really confusing, actually. Like, I think the intended joke, I think it was a joke, is to be like, it's so ridiculous. People will completely, like, cut friendships off because somebody likes the wrong show. And it's like, no, that's not what happened. People are allowed to feel personally uncomfortable, dude. What is your goddamn problem? People, look, brother, my brother in Christ. You are allowed to do whatever the fuck you want. Other people are allowed to not like whatever the fuck you want, and therefore not associate with you. I knew he was racist. Wait, no, let's just wait. Let's just hear whatever the fuck else he's saying.
Point where cranking the hog over the wrong Chinese cartoons is ban-worthy. Calling anathema on pretty standard heterosexual male sexual urges seems like just the weirdest hill to...
urges. Brother! They're 14! Do you not realize that's the problem? Oh my god. 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 I'm Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Are you this are you being willfully stupid? Are you this dense? Is your brain a fucking brick? Oh. Heterosexual men are the most oppressed class. They're Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, sorry, I had my head in my hands and it made that noise. Whoopsie doo. What? What?
Is ban-worthy. Calling anathema on pretty standard heterosexual male sexual urges seems like just the weirdest hill to die upon. I don't.
You're on the weirdest hill to die on. What the fuck? Could have just been quiet. Never made this embarrassing video. That's basically just him announcing to the world he's a loser. Shit. Oh, you got him, bro. What the?
Feel the need to apologize for being aroused by arousing content, nor for providing it as positive criticism on a show clearly aiming to evoke that exact response. You still very clearly seem to not not understand the point of which people have made in that why is the audience meant to be aroused by 14-year-old girls? Now ain't that the question? Ain't that the fucking Jesus Christ? Oh god, I think all that energy I had, it's just like it's oh god, I'm tired now. This is exhausting. What's more, rejecting and looking down upon others for not living up to your conceptualized standard of integrity or behavior, telling people that their bodies and thoughts and way of life are wrong. To me, that sounds like the ideology of a magical girl villain, and utterly...
Sir! You have not once demonstrated a single iota of understanding of what, like, magical girls are. Shut up! Christ on a stick on...
Unlike the tolerance and relationship building demonstrated by the cast of gushing over magical...
Bro literally just said fucking love and tolerance. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Holy shit. My favorite magical girl villain, the PTA. This is, like, incredible, actually. The sheer amount of willful fucking ignorance is laughable. Oh my god! What is your fucking problem, dude. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. You didn't have to go on this self-pity tirade for 13 goddamn minutes because a couple of people decided that they were not comfortable around. The fact that he's like, kind of like, magical girl spaces are so weird and gatekeepy about who they let in. It's like, what? Hey, like, have you considered? Have you possibly considered that since the magical girl genre does very much so, like, this is me making a generalization. Let me make a generalization real quick. The magical girl genre is, of course, aimed at young girls. Those girls become women. Or men, if they want to. Either way is fine. They then continue to enjoy magical girl shows. Mayhaps those women who were once young girls are uncomfortable with the idea of their youth and femininity being sexualized. The blue magical girl's hair and skirt don't match. It pisses me off. Well, I mean, do the other ones match exactly? Like, are they the same tone? Wait a minute. I think I have their like, design references. Give me a fucking sec. No, that's... Oh. Wait, let me open this. Yay, I love being a female to male magical girl fan. Hell yeah. Well, see, but like, Sulfur has just, like, blonde hair. That's, like, whatever. Let's see, where's the other ones? Oh, yeah. And then, like, Magenta's looks a little closer. God, I fucking hate her boobs on here. Okay, like, Magenta's is, like, closer. Let's see, where's Azul? There you are. Yeah, no, hers is, like, much more green than blue. Like, it is more tealy. But whatever. I don't care, but, like, her skirt is light blue. It looks... That's fair. I noticed that Saber Sparks Powerpuff Girls Z vid is in the thumbnail, and I remember what I dislike about... I remember that I disliked it a lot when it came out. It wasn't because of the fact you dislike it. I don't know. Oh, thanks for the shout out. Hell yeah. Shout out to all my female to male magical girl fans. I mean, I don't know. I threw it in because I threw the Saber Spark video in because I've seen other people say that it's bad, and I haven't seen it. So I was just like, oh, we'll see. No, but this guy's fucking insane and stupid and just is so, like, woe is me, for I, the mighty, for I, the oppressed heterosexual man, was cancelled for liking this simple, innocent sex anime. It's like, okay, buddy, cool.
Girls, undoubtedly the best / magical girl combination in recent memory.
What?
Well, that is, at least until Penny and Stocking comes back.
Okay, well, first off, here's the thing.
Utena.
Where are you saying Utena? It's Utena. It's Utena. Fucking... So I wasn't the only one that hated the video at the time. I don't know. I don't know anything about Saber Spark's video. No, Saber Spark is not as unhinged as whatever the fuck this guy... My jaw's on the goddamn floor. What was the fucking point of this video? What the, there's... Oh my god, this one, I'm looking in the comments. Look, even as someone on the sexy, magical gal pal side of things, I find this response ignorant to the feminist elephant in the room. Even as a horny defender, trying to pull a reverse shame of, nah, anti-horny is the real magical girl villain is just very tone-deaf on the entire iceberg of female sexualization in girls' media, not just academia, but more and more mainstream femininity, period. Fronting otaku's self-agency to fantasize erases the identity of the largest critics, Western female consumers of young girls' media, and has framed through the ubiquity of the male gaze theory to the point that sexual objectification has just become sexuality is objectification, period. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. Just this entire... I don't know, that's interesting. It's... Wow, that was bad. That was really stupid, actually. That was not good. What the fuck else does this guy even do? What the fuck? Like, okay. Oh my god, no, he does. Oh god, he does kind of like Precure, I think. What the fuck? The Sailor Moon Ice... I don't... Whoa! Oh no! Oh no! Wait a minute! Oh no! Oh no! Oh, he does, like... Dude, no, woke gooners are the best. Which is dumber, this or that one Madoka video from your last stream? Honestly, I can't even remember. Oh no, this is the same... Somebody was telling me, like giving suggestions, and one of them is like a tier list of magical girl, of every magical girl show ever, and trying to like explain like its significance to the genre. It's this guy. It's fucking this guy. It's this guy. He's the one who does that. What? I don't... Pardon? I'm so... What? What? Oh my god, what the fuck?
And the idea that I landed on, because I'm really good with ideas, is to basically do some sort of tier list for magical girls or magical girl animes.
Let's do that.
Oh god. I actually don't care. I don't... Look, again, like there's a cognitive dissonance, okay? There is a cognitive dissonance. Well, no, that's the wrong word. There is a just something there's a double think in how people experience, like, especially in otaku culture, where like gooning over anime characters is normalized and somewhat expected. Let's just see what the final tier list looks like. Sure. Sure. What is this guy's fucking final tier list for, like, every magical girl anime? And I mean, he's doing it with other people, so it's not entirely like just him. But let's see, what is this? Jewel Pet, you and more stragglers. Okay, very important is okay, putting Okiyama, like,
Jewel Pet happy.
Like, different seasons of Ogyamajo Doremi in different places. I do... Okay, let's see. There's not for everyone. And Scylla decent for dedicated viewers. Pre-tier? Oh, buddy. Pre-tier. Fuck you. Pre-tier is god tier for me. Jesus. Not for everyone. I mean, yeah, Vivid Red's not for fucking anyone. I'm tired. Oh my god. I don't... Alright, I've stopped caring. We're... Okay, cool, whatever. How long have I been going? How long have I been streaming, actually? Oh, it's only been an hour and a half. Fuck. Oh my lord, which pre-cure season is my favorite? There's a couple that I really like. Smile Precure holds a special place in my heart. It will always and forever. Kira Kira a la Mode is also really fun. It's not the greatest, but it was just fun. It was one of Star Twinkle's really good. I need to rewatch Fresh, frankly. I'm so tired, dude. That was exhausting. That was fucking exhausting. Jesus Christ. That was, like, okay, cool. Buddy, there's a difference between, like, sexual freedom and, hey, that's a little weird. So, okay. You know what? Extreme example. Let's go with an extreme example. If you are a necrophile, if you are sexually attracted to dead bodies, you know what? Good for you. I don't care. If you are unable to extrapolate, or, you know what? If you're sexually attracted to dead bodies, who the fuck cares? If that affects you in the workplace, in, like, a morgue, then it's a fucking problem. Like, do you not see, there are, like, circumstances and situations in which certain shit is not cool. Look, here's the thing. If somebody who's sexually attracted to dead bodies worked at a morgue, but was completely able to separate their professional and private life and whatever, who fucking cares? That's an extreme example, but, like, who cares? That's not a problem. Fucking... This dude it's so offended for, like, not being... This whole thing was literally, some people didn't want to talk to me after I said I liked this anime. The humanity! It's like, okay, dude. You should go to a therapist. Jesus Christ. Like, oh my god, I understand. Like, internet culture's weird. This is the plot of a Brooklyn Nine-Nine episode, I think. Okay, well, whatever. Oh, pardon me, goodness. Oh. Oh god, I'm tired. Oh god. You know what? Let's watch fucking The Bad Opinion Man.
All right.
Let's watch the fucking thing about the anime tourism problem. Get anime tourism, because that's a real thing. It's a real issue. Hi, I'm tired. I'm the comment section. You're not a comment section. You're the live chat. Got it. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna get less heated about this because I already kind of disregard this dude's opinion. It's the anime man. It's fucking whatever.
Fine. I'll talk about this. God damn it. So
I really do hate. I really hate when like YouTubers start like a video. Like, it depends, okay? There has to be a bit. And if it's like, ugh, I guess I have to talk about it, is like, I don't know. I can't imagine. That little already makes me cringe. I can't imagine that people were clamoring like, Joey, you have to talk about the anime tourism problem. It's insane. Like, I can't imagine. Nobody was asking for that. And if they were, well then, God strike me dead. But like, I don't know. There are some YouTuber bits. Fine, I'll talk about this, dude. No one asked you to. No one is asking you to pro Doom 3 or whatever. God, no, it's so fucking... I will say, okay, I love, Big Joel. He's like, I don't know, it's a bread tuber, but I hate using that term. But he did a video about the Netflix Avatar series, and he says, my favorite bit that YouTubers do is when they're reviewing something that they don't like, they like drink, and they progressively like drink more and more alcohol in a way to sort of show that they can't stand it, and the only way that they can get through it is by being drunk. And so through the video, every like little section, he's like, oh, here's my bottle of alcohol. I gotta drink this or else I won't be able to make it through. Gulp, gulp, gulp. I like that bit. That bit's funny. Him comparing anime tourism with the literal colonization, embodied by the critical drink. Jesus Christ. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, let's...
Normally, I wouldn't make this kind of video, but I guess it's been blowing up in my mentions recently, so I figured I would maybe give my 2 cents on the matter, even though there has already been a ton of people who have made their own interpretations on the whole thing. But
yeah,
as the title suggests,
maybe you
let's talk about tourists. And no, I don't mean tourists in the traditional sense of, you know, people you see out.
God, holy shit. I remember, like, holy shit, when I did the, like, Magical Girl Disrespect video, and there was that one Twitter thread where a bunch of people were calling me a tourist, and then, like, in the comments, people were calling me a tourist. Like, it's so funny. It's so fucking funny. They want that to be an insult so goddamn badly, and it's like, hey, buddy. Hey, guy. Hey, guy. I think we should return to YouTubers having an evil counterpart. That was fun. You're so right. Yo, Lily, you're fucking correct. YouTubers need an evil counterpart again. What happened to Darkiplier? Or doesn't... I think Linkara had an evil self? I don't know, but shit, dude. Like, I need a bit. I do have, like, an evil magical girl design that a friend did, and I've been wanting to redesign it. Because, like, I recently just having a very hard time, and it's like, what if I channel, my, just negative emotions, and I make a cool, badass villain out of it? Yeah. But it's like, here's the thing, even, like, years beforehand. I could never decide if, like, the evil me was, like, literally, like, my dark transformation or like, a separate, like, person created as, like, a shadow. Can I be your evil counterpart? No, Jack. You're just a different person. I'm trying to find it. Can I find the design? Let's see. Evil. Do I have evil cake? No. Nope. Nope. That's old art from my ex. Let's see what cake. What if I just look up cake? Or no, would it be in my cake folder? Because of course I have that. Dang it. I want to show off the evil me. Evil me. Oh, no. Oh, God, no. That's the live 2D fucking folder. Jesus. What was I saying? I don't know. Anyway. Oh, right. Tourism. But, like, people calling me a tourist, and it's like, hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. I was not made fun of in 6th grade for, like, talking Japanese and liking weird things, only for you to call me a goddamn tourist. I have been here. I've been in this community since I could fucking understand. You do not understand. When I was a kid, when I was literally a child, like 5 goddamn years old, I was singing along to goddamn Puffy Yami Yumi. I was singing those lyrics in Japanese. Was it good? Probably not. But I have been a fucking weeb since I could speak. You're calling me a fucking tourist because you don't like my opinion? That's a you problem. Holy shit. Like, and I think that's the most insidious thing about, like, these people who use the term tourist, is that it's an assumption of one's history. Saying that, like, oh, you only like anime because of this, and this, but you're not a real fan unless da-da-da-da-da. And that there's just something so ugly about that. Like, so almost disrespectful to say you're not a real fan because you weren't a fan for this long or whatever. What exactly does otaku mean? I think your YouTube chat thing gets mad when I swear, so I'm gonna repost. Alright. So otaku is a term. So in Japan, you can be an otaku for anything. It's just somebody who's, like, really into something. Like, you know, like, those dads who are really into the Civil War and, like, know a lot of battle history about the Civil War. They could be Civil War otakus. Like, it's that kind of thing. Although it does more so have a bent towards, like, anime and media and games and things like that. Like, nerd shit. In the West, so, like, in America, England, Canada, like, otaku is specifically, like, an anime enjoyer. Otaku is basically the Japanese version of having a special interest. Yeah, what Jack said, basically. Anyway, let's continue, I guess, whatever.
About exploring a country or anything like that. I mean tourists in the digital footprint sense, or more specifically in the subculture sense. You know, people who are just visiting and checking it out, you know, looking at it from the surface and maybe getting a different perspective on it than people who actually live or are a part of said location.
What's wrong with that, actually? I think it's quite interesting to, like... So it's autism, basically. I'm autistic, so I think I can say that. Wow, it still censored me complaining about Rock Solid on Twitter. What the fuck? Jack, I have no idea what you're trying to say. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess I don't know. It's a cultural thing. I don't fucking know. It's whatever.
And the same thing can definitely be said for subcultures. And today we're going to be talking about the tourists of one particular subculture that I happen to have been a part of for quite a while now, anime. I think it's really nobody's surprise that, especially over, I would say, the past 5 years or so, basically ever since COVID happened and everyone was forced to stay inside, and a lot of people over COVID very much got into anime when maybe beforehand they didn't even have a split thought about it. And it was due to those extreme circumstances that we were all put into all over the world that a lot of people who previously didn't give a rat's ass about anime or Japanese animation of any sorts came out the other end being anime fans, or at least self-proclaimed anime fans.
What do you mean, self-proclaimed anime fan? You, like, what other kind of fan is there? You either say you like something, or you don't. There's no such thing as, like, you're not assigned anime fan at birth, dude. Like, what are you talking about? Self-proclaimed anime fan.
These, ladies and gentlemen, are what we call anime tourists.
No,
or I guess that's what
explain.
The internet decided to call them, because I only just found out about this term maybe like 2 weeks ago, and it's fucking hilarious. And especially over the COVID pandemic, and especially with the blow up of things like TikTok and short form media, there has definitely been no ending of this surge of anime tourists who are invading our sanctity.
Sanctity of... that looked bad. Sanctity of fucking what, my guy? Like... Oh, boo-hoo. I'll have you know I was assigned anime fan at birth. Damn. Sorry for that. Okay, so, Jack. I believe your YouTube chat is removing certain messages of mine deemed too explicit. I was trying to complain about a guy named Rock Solid who is an actual tourist. Right-wing grifter who pretends to like video games but keeps getting everything wrong about them and has every bad opinion. So here's the thing. That is, like, somebody who, wrong color, who is, like, a tourist. Somebody who uses a hobby or subculture to grift their own garbage beliefs. That is tourism, I think, in like, the truest way it can be. But is that ever gonna be talked about? No. No. Like, I can prove that he's never played Fallout, but he keeps talking about how the Fallout TV series, dang, none of you went through the community? Damn, now I feel cheated. Yeah, no, look, it's a rigorous trial to be assigned anime fan, alright? It's not for the faint of heart. Anyway, tell me why these self-proclaimed anime fan... Like, and here's the thing, I do understand the sort of bitterness that somebody could have. So, for example, again, in 6th grade, I was super into Marvel's Avengers, primarily because of the Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes cartoon. I was, admittedly, a little obnoxious about it. But I loved those characters. I loved the show. I loved everything about it. I loved learning more about, like, other versions of the characters. And in general, you know, it was a good time. But as a kid, people were like, ugh, like, that's nerd shit, whatever. But then the Avengers movies came out, and they, the world's about to break. Tormented and attacked. Oh, dude. Also, rare show that gave Hulk respect. Did the MC ruin it for you or no? So, here's the thing. Like, the Marvel Cinematic Universe did not ruin Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes for me. It did ruin Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes because they clearly had, like, multiple seasons worth of show set up. They had so much planned out. But somewhere in the production of season 2, Disney was like, oh shit, the movie that this show was made to promote just came out, and now people want that, like, those versions of the characters. Scrap Earth's Mightiest Heroes and make a different show. That's my problem with it. Anyway, but so, okay, let me tell you this experience. I was into Avengers and all that stuff, and then years later, in high school, these people were doing, like, the Wakanda, like, salute. And I admittedly felt kind of annoyed, because what the fuck? I was bullied for liking that shit for years, and now it's cool? What the hell? And, you know, that's not a great feeling, but, like, you shouldn't be an asshole about it, okay? Like, I didn't go up to those people, and I wasn't like, I liked that before you. Like, that's not what it's about. That's not the point of anything. Anyway.
In our sanctuous place. And, you know, there is one particular video which I'm not going to give any attention to, and I'm not going to mention names.
It's from the
I've already
Anime
used
Men.
it in the thumbnail, and I'm sure most people are already aware of the situation. If you care to know
they
what
were
it is,
stupid.
then I'm sure somebody, or at least 20-something people in the comments have mentioned their names. But a particular video was, you know, sent to me. Not just, you know, people who watch my stuff, but also personal friends of mine who were like, Joey, you're gonna have to see this video. And it was essentially very much a me-coded video. You know, this is a video that you would have seen maybe on my main channel like 5-10 years ago or something like that, where it's essentially a video of a bunch of anime fans, at least self-proclaimed anime fans, who go and rank every single first episode of every popular anime from every single year. When I saw that video, I was like, damn, that's kind of a cool idea. I kind of wish I made that video back in the day. Or, you know, maybe I can still make it today if you guys want. So I was curious, you know, because it's not often that we get to see anime fans, or at least anime content creators in this platform, talk about the medium from that big of a spectrum. You know, most people are usually very quick to talking about the hot shows that are currently trending right now, or, you know, maybe shows that...
I never talk about anything while it's trending. If I was doing that, then, like, I would have made the Fate Prisma Ilia like that when Fate Strange whatever came out. Like, that's how you know I was bullied for liking MLP 10 years before G4, and I get feeling this way, but you need to learn to grow out of it. Yeah! See, I remember Superhero Squad Show. Yes, I love Superhero Squad Show! I guess remembered Pre-Tier. Thanks for recommending it. It was fun. I've never watched any old anime before. Yeah! Pre-Tier was so fucking good. Dude, I fucking love Superhero Squad Show. And I was actually kind of like, I can't let anyone know that I like this show because it's for boys and I'm a girl. And it's like, that's so silly. That's so fucking stupid. People hated me anyway. I don't know why I thought they would, like, hate me more for that. It's just another thing on the list. Whatever.
They grew up with, you know, maybe from like the 2010s or the 2000s or the 90s.
Anyway,
and stuff
I think
like
this
that.
is
But
good.
it's very rare that we actually get to see people going through the entire lifetime of anime, at least in the popularity sense or the popular sense of televised anime from, you know, the 1960s or whatever. You know, I've done a couple of videos like that in the past, as you guys have hopefully watched and liked, and you know, although I didn't grow up with the older stuff, I try to understand the significance and the history behind it, because the medium itself would be nothing without these giants whose shoulders all of these other shows have stood on. But man, this video, this fucking video, it
Yay.
was
I'll say that.
not up to the standard that I was hoping for.
Yeah,
This
okay.
is supposed to be some kind of like drama video, obviously. You know, I don't give a fuck about that
And,
kind
like,
of stuff. But I
feel like it's totally okay to like. Shelbs, I understand. I'm a Superman stan and have been since I was 4. Yeah, dude. It always be like that. Let's see. Let me get all these. But like, talking about one specific, he hasn't said anything super objectionable yet.
find it really amusing.
But I know he will.
As to just the visceral reaction that the online anime community had towards this video. Like, God, I don't think I've ever seen such a visceral reaction to an anime video in my 12 years of being an anituber. I thought I had some bad takes. I have been thwarted. And I had a lot of people being like, Joe, you gotta make a response video to it. You gotta make your own version of this video. You gotta come back and save Anitube, bro. And you know, look, I respect that. And,
He's
and,
not
and I
gonna save
appreciate all of
Anitube.
those
He
kind
fucking
comments.
destroyed
So
Anitube.
if you did, you know, on social media and stuff like that, kind of, you know, weirdly defend me in a weird way, even though I had nothing to do with this video. Thank you. But I think I want to use this opportunity instead to just kind of talk about the more broader underlying issue, the elephant in the room, if you will. Because anime tourism or anime tourists are a kind of a real thing. And, you know, even though this may be the first time I'm talking about it in a long-form video like this, I have been kind of...
This guy can
it,
consider
you know,
changing what conditioner he uses? Holy shit. Oh, that's really wow. Okay, you're coming for this man personally. Jesus.
Short form content on, you know, things like Instagram Reels and TikTok and stuff like that, which, you know, if you missed that whole train, check this video, links in the description. There is a big reason why I, personally, kind of took a break from making anime content, and it was basically because of this very...
I'm so sorry. I don't do this with videos, but for time's sake, I'm gonna speed him up. I feel bad, but like, okay, dude, like,
issue. Like, a lot of people think this whole anime tourism thing
okay, now let's go a little back. Let's go a little less. Boop 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 boop.
Started only like recently, like I'm talking like a couple of years ago. No, it's this problem has been around for quite a while now. As much as I think that yes, it is a problem in a weird way, I do also think it's an inevitability. So to start with, why is it a problem? Why is anime tourism or anime tourists a problem? Well, it's a problem for a number of reasons. And I think the biggest one may have to do with you know, the perspectives of those who have been in the anime community, the online anime community, for as long as it's been around. Basically, I would say since like the early 2000s, you know, maybe the early 2010s, at least on YouTube and stuff like that. Because believe me, when I started the Anime Man channel back in 2013, there wasn't really an Anitube community. There wasn't really an anime community. There were, of course, yes, you know, great Anitubers who came before me and who were...
And the one who killed his family, so, you know, let's keep that in mind. That was probably a bad joke. I do apologize.
Around before I came onto the scene, and there was most certainly an anime community online on things like forums and stuff like that. But it wasn't so much a community as just like a gathering, because the medium was so still niche and especially new in the Western world, and especially on the online Western world, that there wasn't so much a community of sorts. And it wasn't really until I would say like mid 2010s that it really started to become this like community, if you will. You know, because before then, it was very common in the real world, and I was a big victim of this, that if you came out and said that you liked these Japanese cartoons, you would just be bullied for it.
True.
Oh, you like these weird Japanese cartoons with like your anime schoolgirls and I mean, trust me, I was there.
Okay, why are you saying anime schoolgirls? Joey is somebody that I... killed his family. What? I really shouldn't have said that. That was... It's a entirely separate thing. It was this anime reviewer and he did a mass shooting. I don't know what. Well, no, wait, fuck. Okay, we're dropping this. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Yeah.
I got bullied for it in school, you know, and not only being the only remotely Asian kid in my school, but the only kid really who knew about this weird and wonderful world of Japanese cartoons. And so imagine my shock when, over the COVID pandemic, especially, and even a little bit before then as well, I'd say ever since the rise of TikTok, all of a sudden, those kids who were definitely at school bullying those kids who loved watching anime, then turned around and went, hey, you know what? Anime's actually kind of cool, because go on.
So here's my argument against this, and against this probably the entire video. You know, I don't think I was ever bullied for liking anime or anything, but that might also have to do with my best friend being 9'20" and built like Jonathan Joestar. You know what? That's probably a factor there. So here's my argument. Why is it bad if people picking on you for liking something is clearly bad, of course. Why is it bad when those people then get into the thing that they picked on you for? Is that not good? Is that not a good thing? Because one, that means they won't pick on you anymore. But two, like, shouldn't that give you a sense of, like, justification? Like, haha, you made fun of me for this, but now you like it. Who's laughing now? Like, I don't understand this idea of, like, it should be gatekept. And so I do understand, though, the initial, like, annoyance of it all. Like I said, like, some kids, like, doing the Hail Wakanda, or Long Live Wakanda, or whatever, or something, I can't remember, I'm sorry, it's been years, and I felt kind of miffed, because it's like, Black Panther was one of my favorite characters on Earth's Mightiest Heroes. I say that, everyone was my favorite character on Earth's Mightiest Heroes, so, like, it bothered me. But here's the most important thing, is that you fucking grow out of that. And it's very clear that, like, Joey hasn't.
But let me tell you, you kids today, I don't want to sound like an unk straight off the bat, but you kids today have got it fucking easy. We ran so that you guys could walk. How do you don't get bullied for liking anime? You get bullied for liking the wrong anime. Can you imagine the amount of privilege that comes with? But all jokes aside, you know, there is most certainly now, because anime has become so much more of a mainstream thing and so much more of a hip and cool thing and an okay thing to enjoy, there is certainly now a new group of people who previously, again, did not even want to say the word anime out loud, but, you know, didn't take the medium all that seriously. And then now, because of things like shorts content and because of the COVID pandemic pushing everybody inside for years and years, and basically people getting so bored to the point where they're like, all right, fine, let me give this anime thing a go, and then ending up enjoying it, it created a bunch of anime fans. And let me just say right off the bat,
what's wrong with that?
I don't think that being an anime tourist is necessarily all a bad thing. I think everybody went through that phase at least once in their life. I think when back in like the early 2000s and stuff like that, or like the 2010s, if you started getting into the anime community and stuff like that, I think everybody at one point was an anime tourist. But we didn't call them anime tourists. We called them weeaboos. It's like kind of the same thing if you think about it. It's just like now it sounds less like a slur.
What? What the fuck are you talking about? You're saying, like, we used to call anime tourists weeaboos. Are you saying the people who are, like, obnoxious about their interest in anime? I think I'm just confused now. Wait a minute, what?
No, what is a weeaboo? A weeaboo is essentially just somebody who is non-Japanese, who loves anime so much to the point where they think they understand everything about Japan and Japanese culture and Japanese subculture.
Yes. Okay.
But in reality, they are completely misguided and base all of their information off of fictional Japanese cartoons. And they create their entire personality around that so that they could fit in with a niche and fit in with who they think they actually...
Okay, no. Weebs do not, like... change their entire personality to fit in with a niche, okay? And I say this as somebody who was a weeb, it provided a sense of identity, and also was just a genuine interest. Like, why are you saying this as if, like, what the fuck? I don't know, what the fuck? What are you talking about? Whatever.
It kind of sounds like an anime tourist. You know, it's essentially the same thing. But here is where
But you haven't defined anime tourist
from an anime tourist. And this is purely just my personal definition, so if you think otherwise,
yeah, because
I'd love to know down in the comments, alright? I think the biggest difference between an anime tourist and a weeaboo is that anime tourists think that their opinion on anime is more correct than everybody else. What do I mean by that? Well, I think that a lot of these, like, anime tourists very much, you know, again, started watching anime over the pandemic and therefore have only really been exposed to, let's say, the past 5, maybe give or take 10 years of anime. And don't get me wrong, in the 10 years of anime since 2015, anime has certainly changed. You know, the type of shows that get big have changed, the quality has fucking increased, and there have been a lot of merits to the evolution of anime in the past 10 years. But I think at the same time, anything that falls outside of the scope of the past 10 years, and anything that falls outside of the scope of how they think anime is and how they think anime should be, is deemed as wrong or incorrect. And I think that's why you get a lot of these, like, newer anime fans now who hype up these current shows, you know, these, like, big shonen shows, you know, like Solo Leveling or Attack on Titan or Jujutsu Kaisen.
First off, Attack on Titan is not, like, a new, like, show. Attack on Titan's not a new show. Attack on Titan was in fucking, what was it, like 2014? Give me a second, let's see. Attack on Titan. And I know, because I was there, and I was really fucking obnoxious about it. Holy shit. Anyone used to follow me on Tumblr and remember when I had a giant fucking crush on Eren Yeager? Like, holy god. Let's see. Yeah, no, 2013. Attack on Titan was 2013. You cannot say that it's like, oh, a newer anime thing. Because it's not. It's from 2013. The fuck? Oh, pardon me.
Stuff like that. And think that every anime that should be praised needs to fall under that same exact umbrella. That's like listening to a rock band.
I'll be honest, this dude, that show was airing when we were in high school. Yeah, no. But also, another thing, too, is, like, I think it's, well, I had a thought in my head and I can't think of it. Fuck. Disliked for liking the wrong anime. I mean, is that... Oh, right. So what I was saying is, like, right now, Joey just sounds like he's talking about, like, shonen bros. You know, those people who only watch, like, shonen shows and power scale fucking everything. And are like, oh, Goku could beat Sailor Moon in a fight. And it's like, nah, dude. Goku and Sailor Moon would save the world together and then go eat a big meal. Like... Shut up. Like, stop. Like, that's what he's describing right now. Fucking anime dude bros. That's my word for it.
And thinking that all music needs to sound like rock music for it to constitute as music. Which is ridiculous for me to even...
I would love to see an example, actually. What are you talking about? What is this behavior that you were talking about?
Say out loud. I don't understand that, you know, not only has anime evolved over the past 10, even 5 years, but, you know, if you go back to, like, 2000s anime, or 90s anime, or 80s, or 70s, or 60s anime, the art and the medium has evolved vastly. Just like how Led Zeppelin sounds completely different to, say, you know, Muse, you know, just as a broad example, right? It doesn't justify the fact that Led Zeppelin is no longer relevant or it's crap or it falls outside of music. That's what these anime tourists, at least from what I have seen online, claim. You know, they think that they have entered this space and gone and looked around and gone, hey, everything that is, like, not epic fights and shonen and amazing animation and hype doesn't fall under what I constitute.
Okay, what? I do think Goku would want to spar with Sailor Moon, but I don't think the feeling would be mutual, so he'd probably leave it like he did with Android 8. Yeah, no, Usagi, I mean, they'd probably just bond over a hearty meal. They're both gluttons. I don't get what... Again, he's not describing anime tourism. He's talking about shonen dude bros.
As a good anime, therefore it must be bad. I don't remember where I saw it, but I remember seeing a comment on like a TikTok or a YouTube video or something where somebody called these anime tourists, or at least this new rise or era of anime tourists as the Columbus era of anime. You know, much like Christopher Columbus, who went to the Americas, mistook it for India, and called the natives now a term that I'm not allowed to say anymore, and you know.
He thought he was in India and called the people he found a term I'm not allowed to say anymore. You can say that Christopher Columbus called them Indians. That is not the term that we use anymore. Some people do, actually. Some, like Native American people, do call themselves Indians. Don't... That whole little bit sounded so like, I have to be politically correct now. Woo! And it's like, shut up, dude. The Columbus era. Jesus Christ.
Claimed the land for themselves because, you know, he was like, well, I discovered it, and fuck all of you guys. This is my place now. And I was like, holy shit, this is exactly what these anime tourists are doing. They're like coming to these unfamiliar lands, planting their flag in the soil, and going, we own this land now. Out of the way, previous people. Your opinions are irrelevant now because you are old and your time is up and you don't know.
So I certainly, I don't know. I'm not as offended by this metaphor as I am him refusing to just say Indian. Like, again, no, that's not the term we use now. But, like, you're not gonna get fucking shot for saying it. I mean, especially, like, oh my god, dude. It's so... oh my god. Jesus Christ. He's like, no guys, I'm on your side. I understand the struggle of I think I found my favorite Tom design Tom too. Boo Boo shaped my brain into oh, Bobobo. Boo Boo. I'm so sorry.
What good anime is anymore. But at the same time they claim all of this, they don't respect the history of the medium, they don't respect how the evolution has happened, they don't respect the culture.
Motherfucker, let me tell you something. When I go through the entire goddamn history of the magical girl genre and explain its rise and fall, and these motherfuckers call me a tourist because I blame the fall in the West on fucking, like, misogyny, like, that's the goddamn tourism. These motherfuckers in that one Twitter thread replying with images of fucking Prisma Ilia, like, can shut the goddamn hell up. I'm sorry. This is just stupid and kind of boring and saying nothing.
Significance behind the evolution of the medium. They just look at it as something like cool and pop and fun and a good way to get the attraction of the huzz. Yes, I did die a little inside saying that out loud. And you know what? I'm thinking about all of this and sitting here and
whoa, what was that actually? Wait a minute.
Pop and fun and a good way to get the attraction of the huzz. Yes, I did.
Is he saying that women are getting into anime to get the attention of men? I'm done with this, actually. Okay, no, we're done. We're done. Fuck that. That's... oh my god, no. That's just actually just straight up misogynistic. Like, shut up. Oh my god. Just... ugh. God, I need more water, so I'm gonna BRB. Let's see, let me get some little music going. We got Starfy music. Fucking whatever. Hi, I'm back. And, like, nobody fucking cares about, like, the casual misogyny in anime fandom. Nobody cares. Well, women care, because it directly affects us. But fucking men are like, if a woman has been in a nerd space for a while and has experienced misogyny or discomfort or anything, and that woman goes, hey, I feel uncomfortable when when female characters are so often nothing but, like, sex appeal or like, just sidelined for the male characters and things like that. If a woman says that in a nerd space, they are considered a fake fan or a tourist or whatever the fuck else. Because, God forbid, like, because like, nerds are so insulated, like, kind of just by how, like, growing up a nerd is. Like, you are kind of, like, isolated from your peers and such, and therefore, I care because I'm a loyal feminist ally. Thank you, Jack. But it's like, it's so, here's the thing, just because a community is a certain way does not mean that way is good, okay? It's a problem. Just because, like, a culture is a certain way, or just because, like what blah 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 is a certain way, that does not mean it is good. Are you fucking brain dead? The fact, like, that's the thing that, like, really gets me, especially. Thank you. We got some real ones in the chat. Feminism. Like, it part of the reason why I kind of stopped watching a lot of, like, the anime YouTubers that I used to really love is because they just fucking refuse to acknowledge any form of misogyny. And that bothers the shit out of me because you do not get to acknowledge it when it is a core part of the medium that you enjoy. It's not... Core part is a wrong way to say it, but it is certainly, like, women are very often at, like, the blunt end of the sexualizing hammer, I guess, whatever the metaphor is. And it's frustrating that, like, they just don't want to acknowledge it because it ruins their enjoyment. As if their enjoyment is worth more than the comfort of real people who want to be into your hobby. Part of the reason why, like, anime fans have kind of a bad rap is because a lot of them are fucking assholes who, like, treat women like dirt. Like, I have met, I have been in nerd spaces where there's a dude, and because I was kind of nice and also liked the things he likes, that he, like, came the fuck onto me. And that is not how you go about it. And I've been in a nerd space where I made... And you know what? I will admit, maybe I was being a little too SJW Tumblr feminist about it. But, like, saying, man, How come the only female of this cast is in, like, the skimpiest fucking outfit imaginable? Or I think I was complaining about, like, boob armor, right? Like, you know how in fantasy settings when female characters have, like, a boob-shaped chest plate, and then, like, they're wearing a chainmetal bikini. Like, I think that's what I was complaining about. I can't remember. But I made a frankly non-offensive comment about it. And this dude was like, ugh, women, right? Always trying to ruin the fun. And I'm like, hey, buddy, how would you feel if the only depictions of your sex were hypersexual, like the most muscly, like, toned, fucking Hercules-looking ass motherfucker ever? Like, it's so... There's a reason anime fans have kind of a bad rap. And that is part of the reason. Like, because they're fucking insufferable. And I say this as an anime fan who, especially as a child, I was fucking insufferable, dude. I would not shut the hell up. Now, I do want to say there were other reasons I was picked on. Trust me, I was picked on for a lot of things. And the main thing was, when I was younger, I hung out with this kid who, like, was a target for bullying, because he was kind of effeminate, and also he was a dude, and I'm a girl, and we were friends, so they're like, hey, when's the wedding? And it's like, shut the fuck up, dude. We both turned out to be gay anyway, so, like, there wasn't ever gonna be one. But, so, it's like... So what... The people would have picked on me regardless, right? Like, if I just liked cartoons at all, if I liked anime, if I liked comic books, whatever, people were gonna pick on me. But, like... I forgot what my fucking point was. It's just really ridiculous. Don't fucking gatekeep. Is this stuff why you gravitated towards me in high school? Jack, there were a lot of things why I gravitated towards you in high school. Frankly, you were one of, like, the most normal people there. Oh, god damn it. There was this one person in high school who reminded me of myself, except when I was younger in middle school and really fucking obnoxious. Holy shit. I call her my, like, real life yandere, because she would legitimately, like, cling to me, and I'm just like, oh, I'm uncomfortable now. Oh my god. And one time she made, like, this really bad joke. Cause in real life, I have a bit of a baby face, and also I'm very short, so haha. I am the short stack. I am the short stack. And she made this really, really uncomfortable comment about, like, oh, they would like you in Japan, and it's like... What the fuck do you mean by that? What the fuck do you mean by that? Not only is that, like, it's just slightly racist. Jack of Knights was one of the most normal people there. Wow, I never thought about that, but that's a horrible situation to be in. Yes, it is. Oh my god, anyway, fuck, I don't know. We should fucking watch a different... God damn. Yeehaw. I'm fucking tired of Joey anime man. I have to become the anime woman. Whatever. You know what? Let's take a little bit of a breather. Let's watch something that I don't think will throw me into a blind rage. Fucking Saber Sparks' video on the Powerpuff Girls anime. Now, I watched the Powerpuff Girls anime. I think in middle school in 3 parts on YouTube, alright? And I have not rewatched it since. Also, I have a Rice Krispie treat that I made. And it's the last one. Even though I made them last night. Because I have a problem. God, they're so fucking good. I don't know. It's something about, like... I should try, like, bread dipped in other things. Because, like, it's the same principle with the Rice Krispie treat, right? Like, because the Rice Krispies, they're kind of, like, nothing. But then you coat them in marshmallow. And it's like a mix of the texture. When I was little, people said that if I touched them, would infect them with black and would make their skin black, and that spread to the entire school. Anime bullying was the last thing on my mind. Oh my god! That's fucking horrible! Oh my god! That's terrible, dude. I'm so sorry about that. Who made that video about the live-action Sailor Moon from a few streams ago? From what I know of, that was actually really cool. That was another one that Blade Leafy suggested. Let's see. The live action Sailor Moon. Found it. I can link that to y'all. Because it's actually not, like, bad. Oh. I have to connect to YouTube chat. Up. Yep. Crazy. Oh. Here's the video that I watched about the live action Sailor Moon. It's really cool. Thank you, Jack. I mean, you were there. You witnessed it. Holy shit. Remember when... Jack, you remember when, like, one of our other friends just, like, very lightly and very clearly playfully sort of, like, you know, punched my shoulder a little bit? And, like, this girl fucking tackled them? What the hell? That was unhinged. Yeah, man. Huh? Alright. Let's finish one more Sprite. Oh god! Oh god, still fast. No. Don't be fast, please. Oh god. No. Go back to normal. Oh my god.
Cartoon Network was a force to be reckoned with during the 1990s and was responsible for some of the most iconic cartoons to ever air on television. Dexter's Lab, Johnny Bravo, and Courage the Cowardly Dog, to name a few. But one in particular would go on to become a pop culture phenomenon.
The Powerpuff Girls.
Fuck yeah.
This was the first bona fide hit for the network, and it spawned an avalanche of merchandise, plus a theatrical movie, reboots, and even an anime spin-off. Now, how often does something like this happen? A Western show getting an anime spin-off? Like, I know that...
I mean, actually, quite a couple times, actually. So we're watching Powerpuff Girls Z video now? Yeah. When are you gonna stream again? I'm thinking of using a live stream when I draw next time. Aw. I don't know. I don't stream all the time. And I don't know. It does just kind of depend. Oh, water. Oh, cold on my teeth. But I do have the VODs on the YouTube channel that you can watch. You can watch those if you want. I don't know, man. I saw the transformation Powerpuff Girls Z, and they were so fast. Do I have a ref sheet? Oh, it's probably not the best. I do have one, though. Well, it's less of a reference sheet, and more so I commissioned... Oh, goodness me, pardon. It's less of a reference sheet, and more so I commissioned somebody to draw my character, and so I just grabbed a bunch of different, pieces of art that I had, and shoved that in a collage, and I'm like, here, do this. Let's see, where is it? Where is it? Oh, where is it? Maybe I should make a ref sheet for myself. I mean, like, hi, I caught I caught a shadow April. Remember the one reason I disliked Miyako's name? Oh, damn. Well, and honestly, my little sprite here, bouncing up and down, that could honestly be used as a reference, because that's the whole design, basically. The back, there's an open back, and that's about it. Oh, here it is, found it. This is my, like, reference sheet. Oh, I should have put, yeah, you can see it there, like, see, there's an open back. I was just experimenting with, like, longer hair. Yeah, aesthetics of a cake. Oh, I did this a while ago. Orange, baby face, boob, tier 2 furry, dumb boots. Oh, ribbons. This is, I'm covering up the ribbons. But, oh yeah. But, yeah, so this is my little, it's me. Thank you. I'm so glad. This design is really, it's become, like, it's something special. It's iconic in its own way. Anyway.
Drawn together, inspired Panty and Stocking, and that there was that anime spin-off for Lilo and Stitch, which, by the way, we'll talk about in a future video. But it's safe to say that Powerpuff Girls Z was a bit of an anomaly. One that I heard of as a teen and desperately wanted to see, but could never get my hands on. So, why was it shrouded in mystery and was so hard to get a hold of?
It was on YouTube in 3 parts. What are the main differences
between the original Powerpuff Girls and its anime spin-off? What did they change in the original when bringing it over to Japan? And why the hell does it even exist at all to begin with? And the most burning question of all, why is Miss Bellum objectively worse in every single way imaginable in the anime compared to the original? Why is she blonde? That red hair was iconic.
Okay, that's
When are those girls going to learn how to defend the city without wrecking it?
I don't think you should complain, sir. It was you who called them in.
That woman is so fired.
So once again, the video is sponsored thanks to Opera Jig.
Look at Rez, just pop out on the and listen to which is super history encryption. It's from the internet with the show it is based on. The Powerpuff Girls. Cool. 2016.
I'm ready to save my sisters.
But yeah, the original Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah.
It was created by Craig McCracken and was one of his student films he made while attending Cal Arts in 1992.
The Whoop-Ass Girls.
Originally known as Whoop-Ass Stew, Craig would show his short in festivals until 1995, when he changed the name to Powerpuff Girls and submitted the short to Cartoon Network and its world premiere Toons animation program. A program that would showcase original animated concepts and pilots, with some using it as a springboard, such as Dexter's Lab, Courage, and of course, the Powerpuff Girls. The show got the order for a full series and would premiere as a cartoon on the channel. In fall of 1998, Powerpuff Girls made its official debut and was a hit that would go on to become the crown jewel of Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
Folks, I remember watching this premiere with my sisters.
I don't think it's like an AI voice, or especially not, it's not in how it is now. This was 2 years ago. It definitely isn't like an AI voice in how we think of now. Maybe it was like, you know, those like kind of memey AI voices of like SpongeBob characters. It was probably something like that. I don't fucking know. Bro's definitely made up for it with how much he fucking rails against anything generative AI related.
And we all fell in love with the show. We were obsessed, and apparently so was everyone else. The premise, the characters, the music, the voice acting, the designs, the animation, every aspect of the series was fantastic. Now I can go on and on about the original, but for the sake of staying focused, let's move on.
I do not reiterate, repeat, reinstate the same thing over and over again. I am clear, concise, to the point.
The original series would run for 6 seasons, and Cartoon Network pushed hard for Powerpuff Girls merchandise, video games, the aforementioned movie, and the main topic of this video, an anime adaptation called Powerpuff Girls Z. Now, according to Craig McCracken, the original Powerpuff Girls never took off in Japan, which wasn't too much of a surprise. This was mostly due to how Western shows were distributed at the time. However, the network believed the concept could find an audience if the show was more tailored for a Japanese audience.
Okay, yeah.
With their particular taste and culture in mind.
Yeah.
Powerpuff Girls Z is the product of a 3-way collaboration between Cartoon Network and Aniplex, a Japanese production company responsible for Fullmetal Alchemist and Madoka Magica. Aniplex and Cartoon Network would act as producers, and Toei Animation, responsible for anime such as Dragon Ball and Sailor Moon, would be in charge of the animation.
So far, this is just correct.
Shimagasa was brought on as character designer, having previously directed several episodes of Sailor Moon,
fucking cute.
as well as designing characters for Cutie Honey Flash.
Yeah!
Craig would serve as an advisor during the early stages of production, providing insight into key tenets of the property that the showrunners needed in order for it to feel like Powerpuff Girls.
Okay.
When speaking on giving the spin-off his blessings, Craig said, quote, "They really wanted to kind of re-envision the property. And when the idea was first pitched to me, the first thing I thought of was Batman. I mean, here is the character that's been reinterpreted so many different ways, from the original Bob Kane version to the Adam West version to the Frank Miller version. And they all, its core, is still Batman.
Yeah.
The foundation of the character is still the same." End quote. That being said, once the pieces were in place, Craig would no longer have any involvement, instead letting the Japanese studios make the show they wanted to make.
Yeah.
Hell, Craig is even on record saying that he has never seen an episode of Z himself. There's also this rumor in fan circles that Craig was 100% hands-off with Z and almost sort of hated it.
What? Let's see. Yeah, the concept designs are good. I'm gonna reveal this. Bro's actually doing his homework. No, Saber Spark is really good, okay? He does occasionally, like, fuck things up. But Saber Spark is good. And that's kind of why I'm watching this, because I've heard from other, like, people that they don't like this video about Powerpuff Girls Z, and I'm curious. But so far, dude's chill. So let's maybe hold about saying the Frank Miller Batman keeps the core. I think that guy was insane. Fair.
Which, hey, isn't true. So it's cool to learn that he was more hands-on with bringing his creation to Japan. He also knew when to bow out and allow these studios to have fun with their own creative interpretations of the Powerpuff universe.
That's enough, Mojo! You mess with those kids, you mess with us, the Powerpuff Girls!
Also,
As part of their efforts to make the concept of Powerpuff Girls more appealing to Japanese audiences, the girls were made into magical girls.
Yeah.
And had their powers thrust upon them rather than being born with them, like in the original. Now, the magical girl genre is extremely popular in Japan, so this change totally makes sense. The girls were also aged up to middle schoolers in this attempt to give younger girls older idols. Older idols who wear pretty clothes. And, of course, would want to buy all their matching accessories and outfits.
Yeah.
Yeah, never lose sight of the real goal, am I right? Yeah, I see over there, Cartoon Network. Nice try. Speaking of the girls, Z would also go on to receive a radically new main trio. Yeah, that's right. These are new characters altogether.
Yeah.
Who just so happen to use some of the key design elements of the original girls. But get this, they're not sisters. Our Blossom stand-in is Momoko Akatsumi. Hey, I actually looked that one up to say it right, all right? So don't even at me. Our Bubble stand-in is Mayoko Kotokuji, and our Buttercup is Karu Matsubara. The personalities of the girls is where we get our first big departure from the original series, outside of aesthetics. In a strange move, Momoko and Mayoko almost seem written with Blossom and Bubble's personalities, but they're swapped, where Momoko is sort of this airhead, and Mayoko is more of this popular girl with her head on her shoulders. Honestly?
I wouldn't say... Okay, from what I remember of Powerpuff Girls Z, I wouldn't say that, the Bubbles has, a head. Maybe she does, I can't remember.
The change is quite jarring, and I don't care for it. Now, I support most of the creative liberties that were taken in this adaptation, even if I don't care for them. Mojo Jojo, for example, is a downgrade, but he gets the job done, and still feels like Mojo. Blossom and Bubble switching personalities, though? No, I don't like that one. And it's really hard to ignore. Karu, our Buttercup stand-in, is more or less the same as her Western counterpart. She's a tomboy who doesn't like wearing skirts and wants to play sports and be tough. A big part of her character, though, is actually learning to be a part of the team, because she was originally such a loner. By comparison, the other two girls are super girly, while Anime Buttercup is not. Honestly, it almost feels like she should have been the main character, as she feels like she has the most to overcome. The other biggest change outside the girls and the personalities is their relationship to Professor Utonium.
Yeah.
In the original series, the girls are created when the professor is attempting to make himself daughters via sugar, spice, and everything nice. But on accident, added chemical.
I'm not gonna be too miffed about pronunciation kind of stuff. It's whatever.
X. To an American audience, we didn't question it. A lone dad with 3 superhero daughters? Yeah, that checks out. Now, let's go beat up the flamboyant villain. But get this. During the early production of Powerpuff Girls Z, the Japanese crew was hesitant to include Utonium at all, and instead wanted a young science-obsessed boy named Ken to be the one responsible for giving the girls their powers. Yeah, that's a big change, right? According to Craig, there was some worry over what the implications of showing a single father in a kids show would be, stating that in Japan, a single dad would likely mean his wife passed away, in which case it would be his responsibility to remarry, so the girls would have a mother. Or, apparently even worse, that he was divorced, in which case the mother would almost certainly get custody. However, Craig held firm that the father figure is an important part of the property's identity, and so a compromise was made, where Utonium is more of a mentor figure.
Okay,
Kim was also reworked as the professor's son, and the professor was also given a wife, which sort of begs the question, why didn't they just give the professor a wife and keep the girls as sisters and daughters of the couple? Go figure.
It's just different.
But hey, maybe you lose the son, though. At least in the Western version of the show, the prof has a bad track record on that front.
Oh, thank you, Father. I was once a vengeful mad genius bent on destroying mankind. But now
He's
I'm
right, you cannot nix the professor. True.
With superpowers.
The majority of the iconic side characters of the show, from the people of Townsville. Oh wait, yeah, hold on. I forgot to say, this does not take place in Townsville.
Of course
the show takes place in Tokyo City, which, hey, that's fine. And we get to see the likes of, the mayor, Miss Bellum, Miss Keen, and of course, the amazing villains from the original series. Now, some of these characters get some visual overhauls, such as Mojo and him, while other ones are just the literal
straight
anime...
up, fucking demonic in, he was just, I get, him is kind of a serious threat, but he is sort of, a bit character in the original. Something's wrong with these hands, and I don't feel like fixing them. But, I remember, there was this whole dramatic shit in Powerpuff Girls Z with him, and it's whoa.
Version of their Western design, like Fuzzy Lumpkins, for example. That being said, we unfortunately see some significant downgrades as far as the writing for these characters go. In Z, Mojo Jojo is still the girls' main antagonist, but is treated more like a thorn in their side to laugh at, rather than an actual villain. Craig is even on record stating that the villains in the original series were on a scale of silliness, where a character like Mojo Jojo can be goofy at one moment and then terrifying during another.
That's interesting.
Kind of what we did with the villains is in my mind, I created this scale of how evil and how dumb. And basically, the amoebas are on the bottom end of that as the dumbest, pathetic, you can't achieve anything villains.
Wow.
And him is on the other end as the most evil villain. And Mojo's great because he's right in the middle. So you can make him stupid if you wanted to, but you could push him and make him a little more evil. And then the other villains kind of fall in different levels on that kind of graph in my mind.
For Z, though, it's just mainly silly.
Cool.
Plus, there are some other stark changes in his story. For example, his origin with the professor was totally erased, with Mojo Jojo instead being a zoo animal that happened to get hit with a black beam of Chemical Z and just decides to be a bad guy. Oh, by the way, the girls got their powers when a robotic dog of the professor's son drops Daifuku into Chemical X, which turns it into Chemical Z, and then said chemical was used by Ken and a ray gun to fight climate change, and the laser deflected off an iceberg in Tokyo City, and the ray light hit the girls and gave them powers that sometimes run out, plus new outfits and accessories. Talk about convoluted. At least the original show was just straight and to the point, right? Now, one of the better adaptations is Sedusa, who instead of being a femme fatale trying to mooch off of the professor, is instead a shy tea shop owner named Annie, whose insecurities and jealousy of Miss Bellum turn Sedusa into an alter ego that has all of the confidence that Annie wishes she had. She gets really cool identity-stealing powers where she can transform into other people and steal their faces, which is a really fun way to interpret the character.
Yeah.
And then you got him, who serves as the series' big bad guy. There's actually some lore with his character in the show,
that goes like...
as he has existed throughout history,
and
was even defeated and locked away by a version of the girls in the past. Design and writing-wise, he's not nearly as menacing as his Western counterpart. Him was menacing in the original, and his delivery and plotting always struck me as the most challenging.
I'll be honest, the main thing that I remember of him is the one episode where he's like holding the professor hostage and he's like, "You girls better come save him or he'll pay." And then they finally get there and it's like he's at a restaurant and the girls fail and he's like, "Oh, dang it," and he like throws money down on the counter. Like, that's the main thing that I think of with him. So I think my perception of him is a little skewed.
Obstacles for the girls. Him was genuinely just that terrifying. Well, at least most of the time.
And squat, and up. Okay, legs up, 2, 3, arms out, and reach.
So, with all of these top-notch collaborators in the world of cartoons and anime working together, how is Powerpuff Girls Z as a show? It is, just very overwhelmingly okay. The show, design-wise, is amazing. Adapting such an iconic-looking show as the Powerpuff Girls could not have been easy. And I do want to give a big shout-out to the work that Miho Shimogasa did, keeping the important features of the girls while also adding to their looks in a way that feels really iconic could not have been easy. Now, for my friend Tricky Kappa, who helped me to write this video, he mentioned how just seeing a group shot of the girls in an anime magazine as a kid sent him on a multi-year hunt to try and watch the show.
Aww,
that the aesthetic was just that good.
Yeah.
And captured him, and I can relate. My little sister and I desperately tried to find the series. We were morbidly curious, and the inner fan service was calling our names. But we could never find it until many years later. However, with that being said, it feels like all the inspiration stopped there. The animation itself is serviceable. Like, it's not bad, but it's also nothing to write home about. The action in Powerpuff Girls is part of what made the original show stand out so much. Action sequences were dynamic and exciting. but the sequences in Z feel really uninspired and sometimes slow.
I mean,
now, I'm sure
think that's just
that
a
there were
difference
budgetary
in,
reasons,
you know,
and Toei is known for pumping out a lot of anime and on the cheap. But it's such a shame that after 52 episodes, I can't really think of any iconic sequences outside of the transformation of the girls.
Which fucking
It's
rocks.
disappointing that Shimogasa's character designs never really got to be in motion in a way they deserve.
I think it worked
It's
well
also so
because
strange
they made
because
him the
iconic
least
action
predictable
sequences
villain.
are usually
Yeah.
something anime is leagues ahead of over Western animation.
Yeah.
Craig is even on record saying that anime was a big influence on the action sequences of the original. But when an actual anime studio got their hands on it, the sequences only felt subpar.
Well, that's
the show's
'cause it's a
writing also
TV
feels
budget.
incredibly generic, which might be the biggest bummer of all. I mean, when you look at the studios involved, they are responsible for some of the most iconic anime adaptations of all time. DBZ, Full Metal Alchemist, One Piece, Gurren Lagann, and Sailor Moon.
I thought
the
Gurren Lagann...
magical girl template for most people.
Okay.
You'd think they would be able to craft something special with a property filled with as much iconic stuff as Powerpuff Girls. But as I watched it, it just sort of felt like stuff was happening for the sake of happening. There was no care put into the stakes or developing anyone's personalities to any meaningful degree. The best episodes of Z are episodes like the introduction of Fuzzy Lumpkins or Princess, where they're more or less just straight up adapting the original versions of those episodes, which is really sad when you think about it. Oh, the best version of this is when you just copied someone else's work. That sucks. Now, the show
Powerpuff
wraps
Girls
up with
didn't
a
have
pretty
much of
cool
a budget
arc,
either.
though,
That's
where the
fair,
girls have to go
but-
back in time to
But do consider though that, like, yeah, Powerpuff Girls didn't have much of a budget either, but the art styles is so vastly different. Powerpuff Girls, although I'm not saying that it's easy, but it is an easier style to do, so that is also a factor. Yeah. That much of an unfair complaint. Yeah, I don't know, man. Whatever.
capture the white Z-rays in order to stop him, who had been defeated by a past version of the girls and the professor. And they encounter all these historical figures like Cleopatra and Da Vinci, while zooming around the timeline in these time machine mech versions of themselves that look pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
Definitely giving me Dynamo vibes. But still beyond liking the concept and some of the jokes, it's really hard to care about the final arc because nothing leading up to it really stands out. The show just ends up feeling like a checklist of anime tropes needed to sell things to kids. Magical girls? Check. A cute animal sidekick? Check. Robot suits? Oh, triple check. Overall, Powerpuff Girls Z just feels really hollow. Again, it's such a shame because the show was elusive for so long that all people had to go off of were stills and the awesome character designs. Die-hard fans had to hunt down the show for years, catching scenes here and there, but never fully subbed and never full episodes. That when fans finally got the chance to watch it, expectations were high, and Powerpuff Girls Z, in my opinion, did not deliver. Also, the English dub is, meh.
It's an English dub.
Fast acting relief from prickly scalp, heat rash, and flaming brain stops indigestion and is especially effective against stomach explosions?
Are your legs melting again? Then this cooling compress can help.
But hey, good luck living up to the quality of the original's voice acting.
Yeah.
That's a hard act to follow. Maybe high expectations are a factor of why so many Western viewers thought the anime was just meh. Visually great, narratively hollow. And that if expectations were more tempered, then maybe the adaptation would be more palatable. But hey, who knows? Still, it's really cool that an anime adaptation of a Western show even exists at all.
Yeah.
And Lord knows, it is 1,000,000 times better than the 2016 reboot.
Yeah.
But props to Craig for providing guidance when needed, but also knowing when to back away so the Japanese crew could do their own thing. Although maybe he should have stuck around a bit longer given the quality of the writing of the show.
Yeah.
That being said, I can't help but wish Powerpuff Girls Z was better. Not just because I love the Powerpuff Girls, but because I would have loved to see more Western to Japanese experiments like this. What does an anime version of
Brazil was
let's
just
say,
another
Kids
version.
Next Door or Courage the Cowardly?
For me, it was just another version of Powerpuff Girls on TV. Oh, well, I think part of the reason why it was like kind of elusive is, so here's the thing, there is an English dub. It was probably Canadian, okay? It was probably a Canadian dub that American kids, the internet was early and we didn't know how to find it, okay? That's probably what it was. But yeah, I mean, so far...
Cowardly Dog or Lilo and Stitch look like. Oh wait, that's right, that's a thing. Huh. Guess we'll talk about that one down the road. Probably gonna be leagues better than the live-action remake coming out here soon.
Oh my god, well, that dates that video. Yeah, so, I hate the fact that Powerpuff Girls Z never got a proper USA release. Yeah, I don't know why, Magical Girl fans don't like that video. That was pretty alright, actually. That was... Yeah, okay. I think, like, maybe people didn't like it because he didn't like the series. But, like, honestly, yeah, that's fair. I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna... Yeah. That's fair. And again, like, I haven't seen Powerpuff Girls Z in many years. So, I don't exactly have, like, a fresh frame of reference for it, but I don't know, that seemed like a very like solid, fair analysis of Powerpuff Girls Z. So cool, good on Saber Spark. I can't boop, get rid of that. Yeah, yeehaw. Let's boop 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 boop. Let's a break Powerpuff Girls Z. I'll voice the professor. Yeah, the vid wasn't as bad as I thought it was. I heavily disagree with him in the pronouncing of the names, though it's understandable and I won't get too angry for it. Yeah, it's fine. It's like... Here's the thing. You can be annoyed with the video and be like, oh man, yeah, I didn't like that. I didn't agree with him. That's totally fine. But, like, Here's the thing. I probably would still enjoy Powerpuff Girls Z because, like, I think part of the difference is, like, Saber Spark is looking at it from the perspective of, like, somebody who knows Powerpuff Girls and knows, like, how good the writing is and all that stuff, and then, like, kind of wants that. But for me at least, it was kind of more about the vibes. And that's the thing that I think a lot of people kind of mistake when, like, talking about Magical Girl shows, is that it's more the vibe. It's so vibes based. Yeah. Oh, Little Mermaid character, yeah! I don't know. But I'm gonna finish this sprite, and then we can call it a day. Or I guess a stream, because there's still day. I'm gonna make me some rice. Oh, whoa, what the fuck? That's not the color I wanted to grab. Yeah, how was that? I hope my opinions are still good. I try very hard for them to be good. That's a little bit of a joke. But truly, I do, I'm trying to think of words. Fuck. I don't know. I'm always a little nervous when it comes to reaction things, because I don't want to be just like, oh, a reaction YouTuber or whatever. But to me, like, reacting to things provides, like, a valuable jumping off point for discussion. That's kind of how I see it. And for these streams where I'm just kind of hanging out and drawing, I find that to be, like, oh, Christ, just, like, a fun thing, you know? And especially, the last thing I ever want to do is, like, just be, like, unnecessarily mean towards someone. I feel like, as I kind of go on in videos, like, like, if somebody says something wrong, but they're, like, they didn't mean anything by it, that's, like, okay, whatever. But if somebody is, like, just the fucking worst, then it's like, okay, I'm gonna be mean now. I don't know. I try to make sure that everything that I say is, like, under the guidelines of being fair and not just attacking somebody for no reason. I gotta have a reason first. No, that was a joke. But, let's see. How did I put it up? Yeah. Shelby owns Annie Woke, Annie Tuber, sunglasses, emoji, 12B views. One of the reasons why I kind of like Powerpuff Girls Z is mostly because I was scared of the OG show for some odd reason, and the anime kind of helped me be less scared of it. Aw, that's kind of cute. No, well, I don't think that's weird at all. Like, dude, the original Powerpuff Girls could be scary. Holy shit. It was scary on, like, multiple times. It was like, all right, let's traumatize the kids with this one. Like, it could be scary, especially when, like, the art direction decided to just go insane. And, like, that one episode where, like, everything is, like, monochrome and stuff. Oh my god, that one kind of got me. Or, like, the one where, like, the girls, I think, accidentally kill this magician or something, and he comes back as a fucking magic zombie and, like, gets them. Holy shit! Like, that was scary. But, like, that's kind of part of the fun of Powerpuff Girls, is the fact that these are, like, literal kindergartners, like, fighting these horrible, scary villains. Like, that's the fun of it. But I'm glad that Powerpuff Girls Z made it less scary. Just because the OG girls' designs... No, so canonically in Powerpuff Girls, the Powerpuff Girls are, like, these weird bug-eyed freaks. Like, they are canonically, like, kind of scary looking. So, you know what? You're valid for that. Yeah. I was, you know, in my brain, this was a different, like, expression than what it turned out to be. But, it's fine. Let's see, save. Let's get the color on. I need my lines to be colored, or else I'm a failure as an artist. That's a joke. If you use black lines, that's totally fine. Ugh. Wow. Anyway, so we watched 2 dog shit videos. And then one that was just like, okay, yeah, that's just a fucking fair analysis of the series. Cool. Congrats. Yeah, no, I loved that. No, here's the thing. I fucking loved that game. I loved that Flash game so goddamn much. I played it all the time. It was so... I loved it, dude. Woohoo! Okay, let's see. Silly blabbing. Oh, God, if I can speak. Considering that Obfair is actually a fan of the OG cartoon, but I've randomly developed the fear out of nowhere. Oh my god. Maybe there was, like, just a really weird episode that you, like, blacked out, and then you're like, man, why am I scared of this now? But I also think that's just kind of a human nature type of thing, to just all of a sudden, like, your fears kind of ebb and flow. I had this phase where I was fucking terrified of everything. Like, when I think it was in 4th grade when my family went to Disney World. Disney World. And I was just like scared of everything, like this fucking like the rides and stuff, like anything that was too much. I'm like, eh. But yeah. Okay, let's see. All right. Okay, I'm feeling good about my sprites. Were you ever into Toonami? Okay, so I did watch Toonami occasionally. I didn't grow up watching Toonami. I think my brother and I, wait, let me look up, when was Netflix, like, a thing? 6-year-old me was legitimately scared of the season 6 episode where the girls grow giant. At the same age I saw Madoka Magica and wasn't scared at all. Yeah. No, I didn't want to just look up Netflix. When was Netflix founded? Yes, I know I need to watch Steel Ball Run. In 1997. But when did they start, like, doing streaming stuff? Let's see. Yeah, but so I think, because I remember my family, we had a Wii, like a physical DVD disc that we would put into the Wii, and that's how we watched Netflix. I'm pretty sure I still have that disc. But yeah, so words. I can't think. Dang it. Wait, Steel Ball Run? Show, have you watched the... No, Jack, I haven't watched the rest of JoJo. I thought Steel Ball Run was its own thing. My family had the same Netflix Wii disc. Yeah. But so that's when I kind of first, like, really discovered anime. Oh, God, my brother and I watched a lot of shit. Let's see, what have we watched? Well, we watched the original, like, 03 series of Full Metal Alchemist, and that actually, like, traumatized me a little bit. So much so that, like, in high school, I finally watched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood myself, because I knew there were 2 different versions. And I was like, oh, I'll just watch Brotherhood first, and I wonder if this is the one that scared me as a kid. And it wasn't. So I watched all that. I finished it. And then I was like, well, time to watch the other one. And so I did. And the first scene that scared me so much as a kid, like, I had to stop and sit there and be like, why am I shaking? Why am I having, like, an actual, like, neurological response to this? Oh, fuck. It actually traumatized me as a child. Shit. Magical Sisters Lulu. I'm excited. I love more Magical Girl shows. Although, of course, it's probably going to be ignored by fucking everyone. Woo! I did it. I drew art. I am working. So, okay. Yay. Cool. Good stream. I'm gonna put my rice in the rice maker now. Oh, baby girl being so cute. Words. I'm so good with words. I have like a billion different things that I'm planning on. Oh, pardon me. I have a bunch of videos that I'm working on, and I am like, let's watch JoJo together. I honestly, man, God, there's so much I need to do. But I have several, like, scripts kind of in the works. I'm editing the Genshin Impact Durin video. I still need to record, like, half of it, but I at least have some part of that audio recorded and in Premiere Pro to be edited. I have footage for that. There's Papillon Rose, which is a fucking rabbit hole, and definitely not going to be a video for children. My videos aren't for children normally, but that one's definitely not going to be. How to Keep a Mummy, Fate Prisma Ilia, which Jack of Knights is helping me with, just as the resident Fate expert. So hopefully that'll be fun. And let's see what else. Oh, and of course, oh god, Smile Precure, I forgot about that. Oh god, I've been so focused on reading Magical Girls site. Fucking, oh dearie. Basically, I'm doing a lot. Yay! Sisyphus I am. My work is never finished. Anyway, how's the little talkie sprite? Is it cute? Is it fun? Yay! I need to add more to it. I need to add, like, you know, like, get some shading there and a little blushy to be cute. I can be an anime girl now, like I was always meant to be. Enjoying Star Detective Precure. I am. To me, it has Fang, that's all we need. Thank you. Oh, yay, I'm so glad y'all like it. I feel Star Detective feels a little more like childish than other Precure seasons, which is a stupid thing to say about a franchise that's made for children. Yeah. I mean, I'm enjoying it though, and I'm watching it with my roommate every week, and it is really interesting to, like, see somebody who knows nothing about Precure, like, get into it and talk about it, especially when, like, when there was that one dark episode with Pokitan, like, dying, or we're, like, getting hurt, and then it's like, no, like, it jumps to the ending, and he's like, I'm kind of glad that it didn't, like, wrap up all in the same episode. They're kind of ending it differently, and I'm like, dude, that's a Precure staple of, like, a really downer ending, really dark episode, and then it immediately cuts to the cute and colorful, like, ending sequence. It's fun. So, like, regardless of, like, the season's quality, or, like, I don't know, I'm having fun with it. And that's the thing I think is most important with, like, especially Precure. You just gotta have fun with it. I'm having fun with it. Is it the greatest thing in the world? No, it's not my favorite season. But I'm having fun with it. It's cool. Anyway, thank you, everyone, for joining. I hope y'all had fun. Again, I don't know when I'm gonna do another one of these, but,